Look at the air. Look at the hang time.
People always debate it. Who's the greatest player of all time? Dumb question. It should be, who's the greatest team of all time?
WGAG Radio.
Sorry, Showtime.
WGAG Radio.
Back to back.
WGAG Radio.
First three-peat.
WGAG Radio.
Even with the flu.
The WGAG Radio.
No push-off. WGAG Radio. And my favorite. Tough to beat that. What? You think there's someone else? Prove it.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time.
Who can reason ninely, and those who can overstand and follow non-reasoning will survive World War III and be the future of the Ethiopian race. Because only those who can reason ninely or follow non-reasoning are intelligent enough to do what is necessary for survival. Non-reason is the Ethiopian in his or her right mind. Anybody would like to say anything before we move on to C, knowledge? We can go back. We got all Thursdays. Let me check on King. King, you want to add anything, sweetheart?
Well, you know, the only thing I want to add on is always it comes back to reasoning. It's always such a difficult task for our people. On anything, at times when you try, even with let's say the West Indian thing, and we dialogue, or even my people, we dialogue. We always we say, let me hold a reason. No one ever asks why we always refer to it, because we want to reason about things. We never say we want to hold a conversation. We never say we want to hold a conversation. We never say we want to hold a conversation. We never say we want to hold a conversation. We never say we want to hold a conversation. It makes the next piece say, really, how deep am I reasoning? How deep am I reasoning after hearing this? And I should do more reasoning, because I don't do it much. You know, I take things very lightly. But the way how you break down the definition of the reasoning, or some people don't do much often, it brings a different whole light over the thing. You know, that's all I want to share.
Absolutely, because you know, thinking is 6 ether, reasoning is 9 ether. That's why that's why Mr. Animal King, you know, he always liked to, you know, show off that thinking statue. You know what I'm talking about? The thinker.
Oh.
Yeah, that little statue, that man sitting down. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean that so-called little fag statue, that Greek statue where you put
the thinker. Yeah.
What, it's called the thinker?
Yeah, well, I call it the thinker, but you know the one with his hand on the chin, Blacksmith, that one.
It's called the thinker. That's the name of the statue.
Yeah, yeah, because they can't go no higher. That's why they the king of the animal kingdom. They go to 6. Yeah, they even scientifically researching cats now, and they noticed that. What did they say about the chimpanzee? The age of a chimpanzee is what age unto a human? 6 years old. I think they said 6. And so are the cats now. They did some scientific experiments on cats and said cats' mind is at a 6. See, they're the animals. They can't go higher. Yeah. You researching cats too, Blazing? Okay, good. All right, got some noise background. I'm going to check on you again, King, in a minute, okay, Sugar Pie? All right, C, knowledge. Knowledge is knowing. Knowledge is scientific information. Knowledge is correct scientific information. By scientific information, we mean knowledge proven by non-reason, not by a bunch of other motherfuckers who went to school. By scientific information, we mean knowledge proven by 9 reason, experience, or evidence, or any combination of these 3 factors. Knowledge proven by 9 reason, or experience, or evidence, or any combination of these 3 factors. By scientific knowledge, we mean information proven to, By scientific knowledge, we mean information proven and organized in such sequence as to put the mind in proper order. By scientific knowledge, we mean information proven and organized in such sequence as to put the mind in proper order. 9 knowledge is the best information attainable in the universes. 9 knowledge is the leader and liberator and elevator of the Ethiopian race, all woolly-haired people who have the ability to understand 9 knowledge and adhere to it. It's the elevator. 21. 9 knowledge is Ethiopian knowledge by nature, composed and disclosed by Ethiopians, that is, woolly-haired people. One of the major enemies of the Ethiopian race, one of the major enemies of the Ethiopian race is ignorance. That's one of your enemies. The words, check this too, Cain, C-A-I-N, and Negro spell the word ignorance. Did you know that? The word ignorance have Cain and Negro in that motherfucker. Because Cain, which is short for Caucasian, the white man, produced ignorance and created the mental dependent called Negro. Because Cain, which is short for Caucasian, the white man, produced ignorance and created the mental dependent called Negro. The mental dependent called Negro. The enemy of an intelligent mind is ignorance. The enemy of an intelligent mind is ignorance. Therefore, 9 knowledge provides the mental strength necessary to fight off this natural against it. 9 knowledge provides mental strength necessary to fight off this natural foe and help prepare a protective defense against it. The enemy of an intelligent mind is ignorance. Universal and natural knowledge, to be known as 9 knowledge, is the resurrector of the mental dead, called Negroes. Universal and natural knowledge, to be known as 9 knowledge, is the resurrector of the mental dead, called Negroes. 22. 9 knowledge deals in origins, because origins are the beginnings of beings, and in beginnings are found the true nature of all beings. 9 knowledge now deals in origins. Always got to go to the origin of a word, an origin of a place, person, or thing. You always have to go to the origin. Their definitions won't give you the origin of the word, where it comes from. What language was it? So we always go to the origin. 9 knowledge deals in origins, because origins are the beginnings of beings, and in beginnings are found the true nature of all beings. One does not really know a person, place, or thing until he knows the true nature of that person, place, or thing. Knowing and disclosing the true nature of persons, places, and things are non-knowledge. The Ethiopians' universal science. Knowing and disclosing the true nature of persons, places, and things are non-knowledge. The Ethiopians' universal science. It is vital to Ethiopian survival and well-being that we know and identify ourselves, know and identify others, including our enemies, know and identify our surroundings and everything affecting our present and future. This booklet, entitled The Nine Ball, will provide us with this survival and liberation information. I'll stop there. Anybody want to say something? No? King? Mic check. You want to say something?
You might repeat that last sentence if possible.
Okay. It is vital to Ethiopian survival and well-being that we know and identify ourselves, know and identify others, including our enemies. Notice he said know and identify others, and including our enemies.
And you see,
so you already know to identify. See, he separated others. Even the other woolly-haired motherfuckers know and identify others, including our enemies. Know and identify our surroundings and everything affecting our present and future. Know and identify. You want to say anything now, King?
Well, and this is one of the biggest problems to a mentally spiritual dead people, that they still don't know the enemy because they think everything's cool and peachy and we all one. You know, it's easy. Black people can identify as themselves as enemies, but when we talk about the actual enemy, it becomes a bigger problem. So, you know, in my thinking, I think some of my people know even what they call woolly-haired people are enemies to each other, and our people can identify it naturally or what they so come to. But when we talk about, you know, identify all enemies, including this enemy, to not even take lightly, it becomes a big issue. Sometimes some people say, "Oh, you're racist," or you know, all these stupid shit.
Well, probably in your world, but in my world, my enemy look like me. And so when I say a nigga is my enemy, then they start calling me out names. Or like, you know, that's your brother, that's your sister, that's your this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? How you know what I'm saying? What, you don't like your own race? You know what I'm saying? I'm a racist in my race, and you're called a racist to other race. But I can just identify. I know and identify others, including my enemies, and my enemies might just be my twin.
Okay.
My enemy may just be my mother. I don't sleep with dogs. I don't even have one in my house. I don't even work with any. I don't sup with none. So they cannot be my enemy unless I bring them close. But the Caucasian race is not my enemy personal. They're not even my enemy general. It's the motherfuckers that are in me is my enemy. That's next to me, near me. A white person walking their dog down the street is certainly not my enemy. But I have identified and see them and know them, that because they think and don't reason, that it would be an enemy. Anybody that does not reason soundly will become your enemy. So because they are genetically having 6 senses and not 7 or more, that's automatically that they will do harm to you regardless. But black people who lost the ability to reason soundly is your enemy. What do you say? An intelligent person's enemy is ignorance. I just don't fuck with ignorant people, whether they yellow, pink, purple, black, or fucking white. That would be my enemy. Someone that is not intelligent. Everybody that stabbed me in the back was thinking too fucking much. Everybody that betrayed me was thinking too fucking much. Everybody that slandered me was thinking too fucking much. If that makes sense, because that's fucking truth.
Well, you can carry on. I'm listening.
Well, thank you for giving me permission, darling.
Yes.
I miss hearing you say that, King. Okay. Let's keep it pushing. All right. Where we at? 23. Are we at 23? Nope. Yep. Knowledge is correct information. Knowledge is correct information. Wisdom is knowing how, where, and when to use knowledge. You see that? Knowledge is correct information. Wisdom is knowing how, where, and when to use knowledge. That's wisdom. This is why I don't publicly go out there like this. You got to know when to use knowledge. Instead of screaming all out in front of a fucking goddamn sidewalk in a busy downtown area or bothering motherfuckers. You just got to know when to use it. That's the wisdom. Wisdom is knowing how, where, and when to use knowledge. Therefore, it is the correct use of knowledge. And understanding is the receiving of knowledge via the senses and is the unity of knowledge and wisdom. Let's slow it down. Knowledge is correct information. Wisdom is knowing how, where, and when to use knowledge. Therefore, it is the correct use of knowledge, and understanding is the receiving of knowledge via the senses. Got it. The correct use of knowledge. Wisdom is the correct use of knowledge. And understanding is the receiving of knowledge via the senses and is the unity of knowledge and wisdom. Understanding is the unity of knowledge and wisdom. Hence, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are our road to liberation. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are the definition to the Ethiopian universal science, Nuwapu. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are the definition of the Ethiopian universal science, Nuwapu. Another word that'll come up later. For the record, this was published in 1971. Incredible. Just as 9 reason is the Ethiopian in his right mind, 9 knowledge is the Ethiopian in his and her right guidance. So just as 9 reason is the Just as 9 reason is the Ethiopian in his and her right mind, 9 knowledge is the Ethiopian in his and her right guidance. There it is. So if you got 9 reason, you in your right mind. Because 9 knowledge is your right guidance. You'll be guided rightly. That's incredible, right? Mm. 24. You ready? This is for all you motherfuckers who read a lot. Reader's Digest. Who goes to lectures, seminars, and all that bullshit. Who click on YouTubes and all that shit. Listen closely. Never accept a speaker's or writer's information until you know his definitions of the key words he or she uses. This takes us back to the origin. Us as scientists like to go to the origins of words people uses. For then and only then do you know what he or she actually had in mind when the person spoke or wrote. That's what you got to go to, the mind. So then you will know it ain't what the fuck a nigga is saying, it's the origin of the words, and then you'll know what the motherfucker had in mind before he opened his mouth or wrote the goddamn book. Yes, King.
So, Malachi York book, if he pulls up a word, he gives you a whole root meaning from as far as back.
He takes us to the origin, absolutely.
So like I said, I have a dictionary, and it gives me a word, either bold, etc. Does it use like certain letters, like font, like either call it quotation and say this, and then this is the root word, but yada yada yada? That type.
Well, yeah, root words and the origin of a word.
Yeah.
Let's take the word dictionary. If you do the root word for dictionary, I think the root word is diction. Is it?
Yes.
Style of speaking or writing.
Right.
Okay? That's diction. So when they're calling it a dictionary and you're looking up words, they just tricked your ass and have you thinking that's the meaning. If it's a dictionary, it's all that is a book with composed of a writing style. That does not give you the actual meaning of the word. Because, for one, the English language just got here.
Yeah.
So that was taken from other languages. So you have to go to the origin or find out the true meaning of the word. Then you'll know what he or she actually had in mind when the person spoke or wrote. Then, see, they call it a dictionary, like Webster's dictionary. They ain't that but remember fucking Webster. And then, what they call that shit? Definitions? How you spell that shit? Yeah, definition.
I guess this goes to the same thing with the etymology and them so-called encyclopedias and all that shit. Type of words breaking down from where they.
Absolutely, and the root word for definition is what? Define.
Yeah, define.
You know what define is, right?
I'm not sure it means defiance, but it might be.
Somebody give us the meaning for define. To act of making definite, distinct, or clear.
That's the trick right there. That's the trick right there, trying to make it seem like it's a definite meaning.
Yeah, and it's an act
not
of making definite.
Right.
Not infinite, but definite.
Exactly.
See? There's a big difference.
That's that trick.
Wait, yeah. Oh. Damn.
And of course, they say definition is an explanation of the meaning of a word, phrase, etc. A statement that defines a word, phrase. Defines. See, the word defines is still in that motherfucker.
It basically it's a circle within a circle within a circle.
It's a definitionary.
You can't break a word down using the same goddamn word.
Exactly. Anyway.
All right.
And then niggas be asking for the meaning, and you look up the root word for meaning is mean. Are you really getting what you think you're getting when you're asking for the meaning? English. All right, let's move on. Always demand clear definition for all power in keywords and phrases in any information on liberation or any other vital issue. For this is the only way there is ever a true meeting of the minds between the speaker and listener or writer and reader. And a true meeting of the minds is necessary to help you determine and conclude whether a speech or writing is right or wrong, true or false. Takes you right back to reasoning. Always demand clear definitions for all power and keywords and phrases and any information on liberation or any other vital issue. Motherfuckers just be using them fucking words and they ain't even got no glossary in the back of their little books they write.
I like how he uses the word keywords because those are like actionary words that like spark shit in people. Mm-hmm. So he like, you have to be clear on the keywords that people are speaking to you because they're made to get reactions.
Mm-hmm. That's strong, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let these booklets be your guide on definitions. Anybody want to say anything? Fallon, you want to say anything? Anybody? Before we go into non-liberation, D?
No, I'm clear.
You make a
You want to add nothing?
No.
I'm hungry. I ain't eaten in 4 days.
Want a salad?
Huh?
Want a salad? Salad.
25. Non-liberation, D. Of course, non-liberation is Ethiopian liberation. The liberation of people with woolly hair. Liberation for a person, persons, or race is mental and physical separation from adverse forces. Liberation, y'all, for a person, that could just be you or persons. It could be you and your children, motherfucker. Or race. Be all of us. Liberation is mental and physical separation from adverse forces. Freedom for a people or race is having the privilege and power to make its own laws. Hence, freedom can come only to those people who achieve liberation from captivity. The Ethiopian race is not only physically captive to mankind, but also captive to his cultures and inventions. And this means woolly-haired people are mental captives to adverse forces as well as physical. Mental captivity is the worst kind of captivity. Ain't that the fucking truth? Because it means that the captive is mentally dependent on the captor. Mankind is all peoples with straight hair by nature. Who the fuck want to be mentally fucking dependent? And the mind is the most powerful fucking thing. Liberation. 26. We Ethiopian scientists know that the mental person controls the physical person, meaning the mind of a person controls his or her activities. Therefore, if the mind is ignorant, the activities of that person would be the works of ignorance. See? homosexuality, bungee jumping, fake ass titties, all this extra shit. Just this they activities, boo.
You're right on that.
You know they some ignorant ass motherfuckers. On the other hand, though, if the mind is knowledgeable, the activities of the person who possesses it will be sensible. Unfortunately, however, we have in our race, as in all races, persons who are unintelligent by nature. And there is little or nothing can be done for these people, but let them destroy themselves together with the adverse forces. We have in our race, as in all races, persons who are unintelligent by nature. And there is little or nothing can be done for these people, but let them destroy themselves together with the adverse forces. Leave them with the other unintelligent motherfuckers. You, first of all, if you intelligent and that motherfucking nigga is unintelligent, that is your enemy. Let them be. What do you say? There is little or nothing can be done for these people, but let them destroy themselves together with the adverse forces. That should be the end of the 9-ball right there, yo. Like, for real. That should just be the fucking, that should just be the end of it. Like, for real, like, who wants to, that's the end. That's the end. That should be the end of that. Everybody now should look at their life, find out who the fuck is unintelligent, and if you claim to be intelligent, why is you hanging around unintelligent motherfuckers? Just we gonna stop right there and let everybody clean out their closets. We should not go no further. That's quite simple, right? So we're gonna stop at 26, and we're gonna come back next year, 365 days later, and see. On a Thursday, the last Thursday in October, and see, did you try to do anything to help this unintelligent motherfucker in your life? Or did you finally realize that there's nothing that can be done for this motherfucker? So you let them destroy themselves with other unintelligent motherfuckers with the adverse forces. Right, Fireliners?
Yeah. No
They're
more
not
signs.
intelligent by nature. Ain't nothing you can do, boo.
No more pickets, no more protests, no more signs saying hands up.
That's the shit. And who come up with this dumb shit? I would have walked off and said, "Oh, y'all need to get shot."
Yeah, let them destroy themselves together with the adverse forces.
That is so crystal clear, but it is so hard for people to see. It's so crystal clear, but people will not see it.
Very true. Mental captivity is the worst kind of captivity because it means that the captive is mentally dependent on the captor. Mentally dependent. Damn. The fuck is that? Let's move on to the mentally dead. He just hit us with that shit, right? We have in our race, as in all races, persons who are unintelligent by nature. And there is little or nothing can be done for these people, but let them destroy themselves together with the adverse forces. Now we go into the mentally dead. Good God Almighty.
You are either born with intelligence or not. That's significant.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's right. Yep, that's by nature. That's inherited.
By nature.
Mm-hmm. That's strong, ain't it?
Yeah.
And the enemy of an intelligent person is what? Ignorance.
Untouchable.
Ignorance. An intelligent-minded person's foe is ignorance. That is their enemy. Any motherfucking body that's straight up fucking ignorant, you know to get the fuck away from them motherfuckers. They have no fucking intellect. And there is little or nothing can be done for these motherfuckers, but let them destroy themselves together with the adverse forces. Ain't no need to even try to get back in bed with a fucking ignorant motherfucker. You intelligent when you want to be with an intelligent motherfucker.
To build strong, intelligent children.
Yeah, King, you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's why you think I got so many different baby daddies. I found out they was ignorant. Give a fuck, got time to go.
But the children are intelligent.
Huh?
Your children are intelligent.
That's because of me. That's because it was passed down in their fucking gene. I could have fucked a damn dog and had Warrior, Sananda, Adonai, and fucking Tierra. Literally. Let a dog a German Shepherd nut in me. My babies would have still had that intelligence.
Yeah. The power of the woman.
Nah, ain't no power to know. It's the power of nature choosing who's had it and who doesn't.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Opposites do attract, though. Ain't that a bitch? Intelligent motherfuckers always find themselves coupled up with an ignorant motherfucker. It just never fucking. It don't give a fuck. You ain't got to be in a relationship with them. It's just always be one ignorant motherfucker in the company of intelligence.
That's back to your opposites attract.
Yep.
I know it. Shit.
Maybe
like I told you, brothers, man, when bitches be saying they looking for an intellectual brother, you need to run the other way. So you know that bitch ignorant as fuck.
Will do, Miss Nicoleone.
If that bitch talking about she looking for a brother with some intellect, then you know she ain't got it. If she looking for it in you, she ain't got it in herself.
Yeah, I take that right off my desk. Fast. Say what? Bye.
27. The mentally dead Ethiopian is a slave, listen, to fun, folly, foolishness, and ignorance. That's the mentally dead Negro. Is a slave to fun, folly, foolishness, and ignorance. Foolishness and ignorance. He and she are slaves to excessive sex activities, meaning having more sex than is necessary for natural balance between the physical and mental. Any Ethiopian who is a captive to religion, okay, any Ethiopian, any Negro who is a captive to religion is not in his or her right mind. Because religion is a product of mankind for mankind's ultimate aims. Ethiopians are captives to strong drinks, narcotics, and all other vices forced upon us through ignorance and oppression. Woolly-haired people are slaves to alien culture. That is, we wear other races' names, claim other races' religions, histories, and other identities. We can never be liberated as long as we do this, because there is no such thing as physical liberation before mental liberation. For mental captivity keeps us in physical thraldom. Anybody want to say anything? Anybody want to add? Boo. Wait a minute. Let me rewind that shit back real quick. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where that part at? Any Ethiopian who is a captive to religion is not in his or her right mind, because religion is a product of mankind for mankind's ultimate aims.
Let's stop there, Don. Let's stop there. Mankind's ultimate aim. What is mankind's ultimate aim?
And what is his ultimate aim? That's the question.
What'd you say, Five Liners?
I said, let's define what is mankind's ultimate aim.
What is his ultimate aim? That's a good question.
It said religion is a product of mankind for mankind's ultimate aims. To control, to keep a nigga captive. The mentally dead.
Mentally.
For your destruction. For your destruction.
For the unintelligent destruction.
Yes, for the unintelligent destruction. That's his ultimate aim. That's why
even Obama said that shit at that little UN shit. That nigga said what? What Obama said? These people use so little of their fucking minds. They might as well give us over control of the rest of the little mind they got and give that shit over to an all-powerful sovereignty.
Yeah, I heard that one.
That's right.
Cold word.
So that's why they give you fun, folly, foolishness, and ignorance. Because that's what leads to your destruction.
Destruction, which leads to chaos, which they want.
Fun, folly, foolishness, and ignorance. Damn.
Hey,
hold on a sec.
Okay. And you know, fun thing, Fireline, when I saw that little brief speech, and I think said, damn, that nigga's really dumb. He just told you right there, say you're dumb, and say you should just might as well turn everything to a stronger sovereign.
He said the feeble minds.
Feeble mind, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me open up some mics real quick. I apologize. The call line 760. Your mic is open. Give us a mic check.
Mic check. I was just answering what Fire said about the in my mind of what the ultimate aim is. Their ultimate aim is the subjugation of the Ethiopians. They haven't the capacity to distinguish between the unintelligent and the awake.
Say that again, please.
The 60th haven't the ability to distinguish between Ethiopians. To them, all Ethiopians are the ignorant, blind, what have you. They don't make the distinction, or they don't have the capacity to make the distinction. So their aim is to subjugate and destroy all Ethiopians, not knowing that it's beyond their capability to do so.
I don't agree with that. I think they very much know how to distinguish. They know who is in the unintelligent category.
Yeah.
So they know who they can fuck with and who they can't. And they will pass on that information to others that this is not one of that group. They distinguish very well. They categorize very well and quickly.
Yeah, that's why some dogs bark.
Yeah.
At certain people, and that same dog is not gonna bark at other people. They can tell. They got their little senses.
Remember, we were talking about that, Don. They can size you up in a matter of seconds.
Yep. Sure can. From just one question. How you doing?
Yep.
Just asking you just one question. How are you?
Yeah, because they use their thinking senses on that one. They thinking about what you're wearing, what you look like. They're thinking about how you're acting. They categorize like that.
Ask a lot of questions. That's how they roll. They ask, what's this? You know what I'm saying, what's the thing? All this stuff. Everything just to, to know where you're at. So it's like, I can't fuck with this person.
They call you sir. Yeah, they call you sir. They say, how old is your kid or your boy? They be testing niggas on word games and shit.
Uh-huh.
How old is your boy? You have to say, my son.
My son? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes they say shit like, how the hell are you? You got to say, how the hell are you, motherfucker? Yo, man, these motherfuckers funny as fuck, though.
Yeah.
All right,
let's go on, Don, because I want to get to the next section.
All right, 28. In the United States of America, Caucasian people, ghost people, called white people, are the number one alien and adverse force to Ethiopians. And second in line is the ignorance of all sorts which they force upon the Ethiopians. Let's take it back. Second in line? Wait a minute now. In the United States of America, Caucasian people, ghost people, you call them white people, are the number one alien and adverse force to Ethiopians. And second in line is the ignorance of all sorts which they force upon the Ethiopians. Third in line of adverse forces are those people of other races, and some in our own race, who are dedicated to help maintain and perpetuate Caucasian culture and way of life in Ethiopian communities. If a person does not have genuinely kinky hair, by nature, he or she is not a member of the Ethiopian race and is an alien plant, an alien seed in our communities. The Caucasian uses the adverse forces in our communities to lead or mislead us to deeper stagnation and suppression. These adverse forces show up as alien politicians, alien preachers, alien educators, etc., etc. Those who are not Ethiopian in our communities are alien forces who are helping to destroy our race through miscegenation with our beautiful Ethiopian females. You want to say anything to that?
Yeah, let me give you an example. My daughter is working for an organization at the college where they have children, teenagers, in institution, because they deem these children as being not juvenile delinquents, but they have troubled family lives. Okay? Their fathers tried to rape them, their mothers are on drugs, and no family member wants to take them. So they're wards of the state. Every person who is in this facility, who is an authority figure, is white.
Mm-hmm.
All of the children are black. And so the children are being indoctrinated by these white people who do not understand their culture. They don't understand their family situation. They don't understand any of the reasons why these kids are there. And so they're looking at them like they're all case studies.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that occurs there, no matter how detrimental it is, they just blow it off. 2 of the students 2 weeks ago left the facility, went out, stole a car, had a police chase where the police literally drove them into a bridge and both of them died. So on Monday, when my daughter gets back to the facility, the white authority figures instructed them not to explain how the kids died, just to say that they had a car accident and died. So this is an alien adverse situation because there is no empathy for these kids. So you just tell them, oh, they died in a car accident, instead of telling them what exactly happened and then watching them express their distraught, their crying, because they were friends with these kids. So this is where I see him saying alien politicians, alien preachers, alien educators, etc. When you put yourself, when you're in a situation where the people who are supposed to be taking care of you, and that's in quotes, have no identification with you, the way as captors, using Dr. York's terms, our captives, we're captives. Our captors are in charge of the captors, and it is always going to be keeping them in a state of flux. So they perpetuate the ignorant level. Now, I'm not saying that if it was black people in authority figures, it would be any different. But you have to understand that simply the fact that these people are sixth ether, they will never be able to identify with these children.
Nope.
Yep. I said all the time. But they don't. Hang on.
Born, come on in and give us a mic check, babe. Born, can we get a mic check from you? Your mic is open.
Mic check, Dom.
Hey, sweetheart, what you got?
I'm just listening right now. I just listening right now. It's very profound that it's still going to the hair. And like Lion said, the soul, the sun is what kinks it up. And you're right, it's no way they're going to be able to identify with the souls and the sons of men. And, it's no way they can. So I'm just soaking it in. That was a good add-on, Fire.
She mentioned the hair?
Well, no, she said that the men or the people, the six ether beings, will never identify with the children on the level that they are on. And that's because they can't see their soul. Or, they can't identify. How can a soulless being identify with a soul?
All right.
On a level, on a certain level, you just can't.
All right. Firelines, you want to take it from, where we stopped off at?
We're on 29.
You want to go? You want to read this part?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, 29. We cannot rule out poverty and disease as adverse forces, and these also are products of alien enemies and their polluted atmosphere. Neither Caucasian politics, Caucasian religion, nor alien education is the solution to our racial, social, and world problems. Our own culture and creativeness are the solution, and the intelligent among us will not allow those Ethiopians among us who are working knowingly and unknowingly for the preservation of mankind's civilization to tell us anything different. Ethiopian independence of thought and independence of action are our own way out of prison. The real solutions to our racial, social, and world problems and the road to creativeness and independence is 9 reason, 9 knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, working together with our cycle and season by nature.
Wow. 30. Wait, let me check on the 310 caller. 310-261, come on in. You on the 9 ball. Can we get a mic check? 310-261. Going once. 310-261. All right. Let's keep it pushing.
Okay. 30. If we need something, we must work and get it or create it. So long as we remain mentally dependent on other races to do our thinking and plan our progress, that is how long we will remain in the ghettos and slums and the poverty and diseases that they produce. And mental dependence presupposes physical dependence. Therefore, mentally dead Ethiopians say that we cannot make it without Caucasian guidance, not understanding or caring that Caucasian guidance is basically the leadership, together with his helpers of other races, that degraded us into the miserable status quo in which we find ourselves. Ethiopian gold. You want to comment on that, Don?
Man, I just want you to rewind that shit back to 30, back to the top of that. If we need something, we must work and get it or create it. This shit is too heavy.
If we need something, we must work and get it or create it. So long as we remain mentally dependent on other races to do our thinking and plan our progress, that is how long we will remain in ghettos and slums and the poverty and diseases that they produce. And mental dependence presupposes physical dependence. Therefore, mentally dead Ethiopians say that we cannot make it without Caucasian guidance, not understanding or caring that Caucasian guidance is basically the leadership, together with his helpers of other races, that degraded us into the miserable status quo in which we find ourselves.
So he's technically saying that same mentally dead Negro saying, how we going to do that? We can't do that without the white man helping us. But they don't even understand that the reason why you have diseases today, the reason why you are living in poverty and in slums and in ghettos is because of the Caucasian guidance. Yo, like they don't even fucking know that shit. Like, you don't think they don't want to put your hands in that shit. God damn.
And the funny thing about it, Don, when you lay it out to them, they say, what you talking about, man? I said, see, dependency keeps you back again in a state of ignorance. I don't know if I can say that right.
And nor do they care. Meaning nor do they care, Balad, are the mentally dead Ethiopians. That's why you might as well get away from them and let them destroy themselves with the adverse forces. Like, them the motherfuckers you got to get away from. A mentally dead Ethiopian that say that shit, a Negro, man, what? It's like, you got to tell them I ain't your friend no more. Why? Because you mentally dead. You have to go back to first grade on them motherfuckers. I don't like you no more. Because you ignorant. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Fireliners. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ethiopian goals must be self-control and community control and control of our own destiny. And this means controlling the businesses and all activities that go on in our areas, including our children's education, which must be compiled, organized, and established by us Ethiopians in our own power and our own system. Our own Ethiopian culture will make us masters of our own destiny, and this is independence and freedom.
That's true. That would be independence and freedom. But it has to be compiled, organized, and established by us in our own power and in our own system.
31. Africa is wherever we Africans are located in our right mind. Let me read that again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's true.
Africa is wherever we Africans are located in our right mind, just as it is misleading to urge woolly-haired people to think so religion is the solution to our problems. It is likewise misleading to urge them that moving from one place to another is the solution. Because when people are misinformed that a boat is coming for them, this takes away their initiative and incentive to do something productive and constructive for themselves right now where they are. So they just wait and wait for nothing.
That's right.
Hiding away.
That's right. That's right, baby. Let's. I don't. You know what? I be saying this shit as personal to me because ain't nobody ever told me a boat was coming for me for no fucking African shit. But I be looking at this shit as some personal shit, man. Like when a motherfucker want to tell me to wait, that we gonna do it next year or some old shit. You feel me? Like, yo, man, we can get this shit done today, motherfucker. So I just look at it as if anybody in their fucking right mind, ain't no fucking waiting. It's getting this shit done now. That's the key thing. What'd he say? That's it. The key right there. What'd he say? It takes away their initiative and incentive to do something productive and constructive for themselves right now where they are.
That's right. Going to Africa is not going to change your situation.
I agree.
Change location. Moving from Chicago to Baltimore may not change your situation simply because you changed location.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in your right mind. You're taking the same fucked up mind that you had in Chicago.
And going to Baltimore. Totally, sisters and them. That's it. No matter where you go, if you still got that same mindset, it's gonna follow.
No matter where you go, there you are.
And they think running away from the adversary or their oppressor, like they go to Africa, that nigga ain't gonna be there waiting on them. That motherfucker at the airport.
And we all agree that we've all been mind-centric. Can we all agree to that? Can we just agree to that? Who fell first? We all agree that we've all been mind-centric. Who fell first? And we all agree that we've all been mind-centric. It's the way I'm here to right the wrong. I'm not here to blame anyone. We've all been a product of this fucking experiment. We've all been a product of it. 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 This white man so powerful that he has destroyed the black man single-handedly. And they smart as fuck, but they dumb as hell. But they dumb as hell. Is the white man so powerful that he has destroyed the black man single-handedly? And they smart as fuck, but they dumb as hell. But they dumb as hell. And because you were the child, just like y'all like to say Eve was, you were also tricked.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Don Nicoleone Show.
Oh, yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. The moment that you've been waiting for. The one that you've been waiting to hear. The one that calls the call, that calls the effect. Put your hands together for the band description El Cologne. Y'all, Nicoleone.
Hello, I'm in the love of the all, and all love is in me. I am a part of the all, and the all is a part of me. I am one with the all, and the all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of the all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in the all, as long as my wish is to stay in the all. I'm never alone. The all is, I am. The all can, I can. The all does, I do. Hello.
Well, great day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Don. I was about to say the El Cologne Show. Wait a minute, welcome to the I'm sorry, y'all. I was researching this damn thing. This thing I know, it was like the bitch just finished doing her El Cologne, man. I'm researching or investigating this mRNA COVID-19 vaccine. They say it's a study that showed that progressively degenerate your brain from prion disease. So I was trying to find that shit. And then this thing I goddamn know it's time to goddamn go live around this bitch. But tell me y'all enjoyed that first hour, man, of the Don Nicoleone Show. That show is entitled It's Prime Time with Don Nicoleone, the 9-ball introduction to 9. It's dated October 31st, 2014. And yeah, man, it's the Don Nicoleone Show. You just tuned in, man. We live now. How about that? That sound better? And great day to everybody on the call lines. Great day to all those that are listening in from other devices. Special shout out to everybody on the call lines and After Party and WGAG Radio on blogtalk.com. And much love to you and your family. Also, you know, I can't leave Lockdown Radio again out. So special shout out to all my peoples over there in Lockdown Radio. Great day once again to everybody. Great day, great day, great day. Goddamn, you need to call in number. Call in number is 425-569-5274. Also, special shout out to, once again, to all my peoples over there in the After Party, man. That's our 24-hour voice-activated chat room on paltalk.com, PAL talk.com. Type in and search the After Party. You'll find us there, baby, in the A. We own it all day. Straight up, pimpin'. If you want us, you can find us in the A, okay? Damn, it's a lot going on, man. I don't even know where to start real quick, but let me go on and give it to you. The most funniest shit, I'll tell you the most funny thing that made a bitch, it tickled me. Fauci tells Americans to ban unvaccinated family members from Christmas gathering. Who the fuck is this man? Who the fuck is you? Yeah, boy, they always telling Americans what to do, ain't it? Because they know they can. Yeah, Fauci tells Americans, what I say he said, tell Americans to do what now? Oh, and I didn't even know he was the chief medical advisor of, you ain't got no president, but of course of, it don't matter. But he says Americans should be no, that ain't what he said. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm really stuck on trying to find out this study on the vaccines. But anyway, let me shake it off. Fauci says Americans should ban unvaccinated family members from Christmas gatherings. There it goes. Okay? And in a minute, I'm going to find that study. All right? That's what he said. All right? So everybody that's vaccinated, Simon says, ban your family members that's unvaccinated. They also said you may have to make the tough decision not to expose yourself to that person. Fauci made that statement on MSNBC News, MSNBC's The Beat on yesterday, Tuesday. He said if someone in your family isn't vaccinated, should you ask them not to show up? That's what the host was scripted to ask that question. And then Fauci said, yes, I would do that. Fauci, we got your email, sir. You sent everybody that you cared about the emails and you told them not to get the vaccine. Did you think I would forget that shit? Y'all didn't read Fauci emails? Huh? Awana? You ain't read his email? Yeah, he sent everybody email. He was like, hell no, don't fuck with that shit. Yeah, Fauci emails, baby. He told all of them, hey, y'all been there. But anyway, and of course, Biden told the whole goddamn world, the only motherfuckers that is exempt from getting vaccines is people in Congress, people in the White House, their aides, people that work for the people in the White House, the aides, and also immigrants. Everybody, y'all, please tell me y'all remember this shit, man. This shit was just yesterday. So come on now. So does that apply to all the Congress? Family members should not invite the Congress people over? Because that's what Biden said. Only motherfuckers is exempt from getting vaccinated is the immigrants, the illegal immigrants. I think he said illegal immigrants. And the people who work for the government, Congress and all the rest of them motherfuckers. Oh, please. Don, don't forget shit. So I guess this don't apply. Just everybody who ain't immigrants working for the White House, as Biden puts it, that works for the government. Yeah, but anyway, they need to get their shit together. Yes, he says. If someone in your family isn't vaccinated, should you ask them not to show up? Should you ask them not to show up? And Fauci said, yes, I would do that. I mean, I think we're dealing with a serious enough situation right now that if there is an unvaccinated person, I would say, I'm very sorry, but not this time. Maybe another time when this is all over. Ain't no such thing as all over, just for the record. Fauci said it's unacceptable that 50 million Americans refuse to get vaccinated. Study shows
vaccinated and unvaccinated people can acquire and spread the coronavirus. Anyway, I didn't want to share that. I'm going to refresh this bitch, though, real quick, because I think I got a video so y'all can hear it come out of his own mouth. You want to hear it out of his own mouth? Yeah. But Fauci, the President of the United States, the President of the United Snakes of America said that Congress and their friends and aides and families and shit don't have to get vaccinated. And also he said that the immigrants doesn't have to. Did he change his mind? So all these family members that and aides that doesn't have to consider getting vaccinated, and also immigrants. Yeah, man. Your president said that, so you don't really have to do that. Tell them don't show up. Okay? Tell your Congress don't show up, and your Congress aid people that's in your family not to show up. And immigrants, tell the immigrants they can't come around you because they don't have to get vaccinated. Anyway, 50 million. So we'll say 50 million make up Congress and the immigrants, okay? You probably got about 50 million immigrants over here anyway. All right. So, damn, I can't refresh. That really sucks. Let's try again. All right, so that's what Fauci, that tickled the shit out of me, for the record, man. I guess no one's laughing. But who oh shit. Well, the good thing about it, I'm glad I don't have any all of them is newbie. The app is bugging out, all of them. Even Zena said it took her 1 million fucking hours to get into the after party. And I'm having issues. I think it's all apps, because these, of course, my computer operates off of apps. And this bitch been tripping forever. And yeah, and I'm for real, man. That shit bugging out, man. Hey, you want to blame 5G for this shit, or Omicron? You want to blame it on these motherfuckers? Y'all, this shit's going wild right now. Okay, so that's that, though, real quick. That was that. So, yeah, Fauci, I don't know who the fuck you are, bro, but you need to back the fuck back. Even though I don't do Christmas, I don't do none of that goddamn shit. But, you know, it's a lot of contradictory going on. That's why I'm about to find this damn shocking study reveals mRNA COVID-19 vaccines. It's a lot of them. It's even Australian National Review Health is talking about. I don't know how old it is, but I'm trying to find the study itself, so that, you know, YouTube won't be saying I done did some medical misinformation on there and all this dumbass shit. So I'm actually looking for the study, newbie, the study, that same study, you know, the study reveals mRNA. Let me just click on .gov. I click on theirs, but they still gonna goddamn take their show down. I don't give a fuck. But look here. So while this is scrolling a million fucking years, I got something for y'all. It's strange, but first I want to take you back. No, let me give you a little bit more gossip, just for the hell of it, more bullshit going around. First, before we get into some mind control. Because the mind control project came about in the 50s, the mind control. And here we are now. Oh, shit, I don't even know how to say it. And so they started doing studies. By the time technology came out, and remember, called a cell phone, that's why they want it up to your head, because a lot of people don't know they have brain cells. And because they don't know they have brain cells, they put that shit up to their fucking head. And the headphones, people don't know, that sound is microwaves or sound waves in the headphones. So when you got on them damn headphones and you stick them little buds in your ear like a dumbass, what happens when you're playing music is the same thing that happens when you cook food in a microwave, which, of course, the majority of the dumbasses don't know shit about a microwave. They think a microwave is a oven. That's the only way they can identify with a microwave, okay? It's not just an oven, it is a microwave. Now, how a microwave works is it cooks by sound. That's how your food gets cooked in a microwave, right? It's cooked by sound waves, okay? And, of course, the dumbasses doesn't know that shit. So, now, let's say you can cook a steak in a microwave, a raw steak. Put that bitch on, and it'll cook that motherfucker, won't it? Turn that bitch from red to black, okay? Got it? So, key word is it cooks by sound waves. So, your devil friend has found the way, and it actually started in the 80s with us 70 babies, gave us headphones called the Walkman. Remember that? Because the microwave was released to the dumb masses damn near in the 80s, which we didn't know what it was because they just advertised the shit like, hey, you can cook your food in seconds, right? So we didn't know, well, we was too young to know, but our dumbass parents didn't know that the microwave, then we'll say oven, it cooks by sound, okay? And, of course, it still looked like, if you really look at a microwave, it looks just like an old radio, don't it? Got the buttons, and back then it had the knobs. You can turn it up like a volume and all that type of shit. So it cooked by sound. That's the point, by sound waves, okay? You have sound waves, you have radio waves, you have microwaves, you have television waves. Did I miss any, newbie? You have all these different waves. You have brain waves, too. So now, because it cooked by sound, next thing we know, if we follow the timeline properly, once they gave us the microwave oven that cooks by sound, immediately it was a craze when this new technology came out called Walkman. Okay? Walkman was a tape recorder with headphones, and we would play music, hit the play button, and put the headphones in our ears as young children, young adults, teenagers, and all that shit. Everybody wanted a Walkman because it operated the same fucking way the microwave operates, okay? Sound heats up. That's what you got to get in your head. So these microwaves now, then, and still today, so it got a little bit more sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? The sound cooking and cooking the food. By way of headphones, when they gave us the Walkman, we didn't know that was what they were doing. We were kids. That sound heats up. So now we got these headphones in our ear and listening to sound waves. Got it? And you call it music, but they are sound waves. And it was doing the same goddamn thing. Okay? So technically, speed it up. By the 90s hit, you just had these big-ass headphones. By the millennium, 2000, you start getting the Bluetooth. And you stick it in your ear, and it gives off this light. And mind you, your ear is connected to your cells, your brain cells. So now you're on the Bluetooth, right? The Bluetooth, the tooth is chewing away at your cells. And not only that, speed up, now everybody got the pods and all this other type of shit and listening to music with them pods. Well, it's no different, and they knew this shit. Your devil friend always knows some shit. We don't know shit till we get older, because our parents don't know shit when they're younger and they're our moms and dads. But anyway, so it's like putting your head in a microwave. Every time you have on headphones, or what y'all call it now, pods and all that fucking shit, and playing music, all right, inside your ear, and it's sound waves, and it's cooking your cells in your brain, okay? Now, you have a cell phone that you also put up to your motherfucking face, which is part of your brain, your skull, and all that shit up to your ear, where it's coming into your ear, damaging your pineal gland, all the rest of the little cells that you ain't even used yet, because you're only using 1% of your fucking brain, because computers are doing it all for you now. So your brain activity, your brain activity is decreasing anyway, and cells are dying because you're cooking the shit out of it by putting headphones or a pod inside your ear hole and blasting music at a frequency of 441 megahertz. Come on now. Think, baby. Think about it all, boys and girls, and you're giving it to your children as well. Okay? 441 megahertz. That's wild. That shit is crazy. But they know that the dumb masses don't know a goddamn thing. They don't know much about history, don't know much about biology, don't know much about chemistry, don't know much about physics, don't know much about any of that shit. All they know is who's fucking who in the entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? What songs they like and know by heart. What movies they watch, but they know nothing about biology. They don't even know that their brain has a magnetic grid, okay, in the cavity, a magnetic grid, an electromagnetic grid at that. So I'm going to take you back for a minute to the black and white era, and it's not about people, it's when photos was in black and white. It's when movies was moving pictures, black and white, and you had physicists looking into mind control, okay? Mind control, implants, electromagnetic mind control. You understand? Why is it called electromagnetic? Simply because you have an electromagnetic brain cavity in your brain. Your brain cavity is electromagnetic. That's why. So I got to take you back. First, I'm going to take you back to the implants and electromagnetic mind control. And about this one physicist and psychiatric doctor, whatever the fuck, all the psychiatric people do this shit, kind of put us in the mind of what we've been reading anyway about, like the bell curve and all that shit, when all the psychiatrists and psychiatric doctors experimented on people's brains. Well, that's with them knowing. But now all your devices, whether they smartphones, smart microwaves, smart cars, whatever the fuck it is, they still is operating on your brains. That's the thing. Not knowing that's what they're doing, but that is exactly what they're doing. It's very dangerous. Okay, so, and easy to use monkeys and volunteer humans in these projects. Okay? Not as easy as selling all of the mind control, cellular damage devices to the people, to the masses. That makes it a hell of a lot easier to find out and to read your brain waves, your brain cells, and also to damage your non-magnetic particles. It is so easy now because you're purchasing, you're buying, and you're upgrading it on your own, so you can have it at your own disposal or expense. But it's your detrimental. It is your detriment. So they're selling you all the fucking electromagnetic devices, but it's mind control. And not only that it's mind control, it's implants. And not only that it's implants, it also is very damaging. Okay? And it causes cancer. It also causes ignorance, death, blindness, and dumbness at the same damn time. So you got this guy named Rodriguez, and his research interests centered on the use of electrical signals. I know this is going to bore you motherfuckers, but I'm going to have to put all this shit on record, okay? So I can be like, I told you motherfuckers this shit a long time ago. A long time ago would be 2021, and the future would be 2021. Anyway, so Rodriguez research interest centered on the use of electrical signals to evoke response in the brain, okay? His earliest work was with cats, but he later did experiments with monkeys and humans, including psychiatric patients. I can't tell you the year, but I know it's in the black and white era. This shit go way back now. Much of Rodriguez Delgado's work was with an invention he called a stemoceiver, S-T-I stem, like stem cell, stemoceiver, a radio which joined a stimulator of brain waves with a receiver which monitored EEG waves and sent them back on separate radio channels. You got it? Now, why am I mentioning it now? Because if you goddamn connect the dots to the Don Nicoleone show, she told you how the military and your government and military is the government, but a few other motherfuckers have figured out a way to read your brain waves. Your cell phone is doing it. Your little smart, little nerd, little phone of that you have is reading your brain waves and sending the information back to those motherfuckers that's spying on your ass. Okay? So this is way back then with Rodriguez, and speed it up now is what they're doing. Also, they now they want to, or they figured out a way where you don't have to send a ether mail, okay? An ether mail, okay? Know that you have an ether cord, and liquid ether secretes in the back of your fucking brain anyway. So they've already, and I mentioned it, but I didn't read it to you guys. Figured out a way that I did read it. Figured out a way that it won't be any. They figured out a way how it won't be no more emails. They've already tapped into your brain, and they calling it synthetic telepathy. Remember I told y'all that? Synthetic telepathy, where they'll be able to, you'll be able to send a mail with synthetic telepathy, okay? They already got it. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, people are already hooked up and don't even know they hooked up. This is going to sound crazy as fuck, but they already hooked up to the cloud. All they got to do is turn you on. From the synthetic telepathy email that they figured out that they can start doing, so you won't be just sending no email, you'll be sending telepathy mail, okay? Not only that, they said that this would help track. Remember I said this, newbie? And And I was trying to figure out a word. And basically to spy on people who actually use natural telepathy. So they could tap into the brain waves. So every day, all day, your brain is sending out waves of thought waves. Okay, that's another wave, by the way. Okay, so you got one group wants to hack into your waves, your thought waves, right? Especially those that are telepathically. There's a radio frequency or a radio broadcast station that's above the planet Earth. It's on the Biru that actually speaks to some of us here on the planet. Believe it or not, I don't give a shit. Okay? So they want to interfere in that communication. All right? This is them literally said that shit. Okay? All right? Why else? If you got everybody under mind fucking control, why would you be interested in trying to tap into the telepathy being's mind and hear what they're passing messages on? Why? They admitted that there is another source of communication coming outside the planet Earth, and we want to interfere or listen in on that shit. Got it? I swear, go pull it up. God damn it, can't make this shit up, right? So that's one group. You got another group that your boy signed, made that an executive order, Obama way back in the damn days, called the pre-crime, right? And I gave y'all a little bit about that pre-crime when Chicago, LA, and a few other goddamn police departments was doing it. And of course, you find that shit on the Minority Report with Keanu Reeves playing the minority in the Minority Report pre-crime. So you got basically them, another group that are monitoring your thought waves and coming to lock you up for something you have not done yet based on your thought. As a matter of fact, it popped up again too. Okay? What popped up again? They have gotten more sophisticated. So this is all about thought waves, telepathy, synthetic telepathy. And then you have, I saw it where in aviation, right? They all doing it. It's all around us right now, and doing it in the dark, but they're coming out about it. Then you have the aviation community, right, who figured out a way to tap into the brain waves, read the brain waves, and assimilate that into the plane, right? So it's going to go from, listen to this, Zena, it's going to move, in aviation, it's going to move from you talking on the comms to how y'all so used to fucking Siri and Veronica and the rest of them bitches that it'll be Siri, Veronica, and the rest of them bitches, Katana and whoever the fuck else, is gonna be talking instead of you, right? In aviation. So you won't be on the comms. It'll be all of fucking Siri, Veronica, whoever else, right? From there, aviation will integrate your brain waves, your thought waves to the goddamn smart plane, right? Where at this point it's telepathic communication. Zena, did you see that article? That's with aviationtoday.com or some old shit. I think I just made that one up. But it's there. It's all on my page. You got to dig deep. It's on my page. It's been there for like 2 months on Facebook. But so it's going to go from you talking on the fucking comms to the computer is giving out your whatever you're going to say on the comms, the robot is going to be doing that, to telepathic comms communication. So they've already integrated. That's the point. They've already integrated. It works. That's what y'all don't get. It works. They integrated. You and your phone is stuck together. Okay? That's the only thing that stays in your fucking hand. So when they knew that it works with the iPhones or Androids or whatever, where they can get your thought waves, record it, play it back, and listen to your thought waves by way of your cells in your brain, right? Emitting the vocals of thought. Listen, thought comes with sound, shape, weight, size, and color. You understand? So they knew that it worked with the masses holding on to their cell phones all day, every day. They can pick up on everything without you moving your fucking mouth. And from there, they tapped into synthetic telepathy. They knew it worked. They knew it worked by giving it off to the dumb masses. Synthetic telepathy. So if you Google a bunch of synthetic telepathy, you will see it from the military. You will see it also from the aviation community, and you'll also see it from those that want to monitor those people that are in telepathic communication with a space station or Nibiru, a broadcast station, right above the fucking planet Earth. You hear me? Right above it. That's how I get my communication. That's how I get my telepathic goddamn communication from them. That's why you get the boo, the ringing in your ear. That's where it comes from. They have admitted that they want to tap into those people. All you got to do is look up synthetic communication, synthetic telepathy, and go through every article that speaks about it. You hear me? And you will find there's so many out there. And these, not people talking about synthetic telepathy, but the fucking companies that did interviews on it. That's what I need you to fucking, if you're going to Google it. If you're going to, don't Google, just go. You got me? So then you will see that these companies, whether it's an aviation, military, or a regular goddamn syntech company or tech company, physics company and all of that, you'll see what they're saying about their product. So everybody got this product out called synthetic motherfucking telepathy. And they know it works because of billions of people have cell phones, and that's how they've been able to tap in. That's why if you think something with your mouth closed, go right on the social media network, and whatever you just thought about, it'll be posted right there for you to see. Okay? They hear your thoughts. So synthetic telepathy is integrated with the AI and has always been integrated with artificial intelligence that you call your cell phone, that you call your smartphone, that you call your smart TV, that you call your smart car, that you call your smart microwave, smart meters, all that shit. Whatever, okay, is outsmarting your dumb ass because it's the latest thing to have, but have you no idea, boy, they got, bitches got the goddamn 6 degrees deeper. They got something deeper. Satcham, what you got, Don? Do you feel that kind of world is inevitable? Or do you feel a solar flare would take us back to the old days? Good question. To be honest with you, man, I don't really believe in solar flares. I know there are solar flares, but I'm not going to put my trust that a solar flare going to fuck them all up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really believe that shit. Like, Jesus going to come and fuck the devil up and shit. Like, that same ass shit. What I do know is everything in moderation. You know what I'm saying? You got to pull back off this shit for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay away from them phones. You got to, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I heard, I think it was Zena that said it. Well, most people already have these smart meters in their homes and shit, right? But if I'm not mistaken, Zena, if I'm right, what you said, maybe it was you, But now they want to force every home has to get a smart meter. You know what I'm saying? And that smart meter gonna fuck everybody to fuck up. You hear me? That smart meter monitors everything about you, and it reports back to a huge data collecting system. And I told y'all about data points. That's why you got to be careful. What movie was I watching? Oh, Hannah. Hannah explained data. See, a lot of us don't know shit about data. We be like, I mean, they selling us data like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's competition, you know. And besides, you have unlimited data and all of that. We don't know what data is. Information, dumbass. That's what data is. So, and we're thinking it's a price that we're paying for data, and then a competitor comes in and says, well, you don't have to pay for data. You have unlimited data if you switch to T-Mobile. Data is information. Your computer, any sites you go on, if it's the same site, that's just data. When you wake your ass up, it becomes a data point, because now you're no longer on the internet looking at the same dumb masses mentality would choose. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you change your thought process and you're on to some maybe a higher consciousness. You're looking at maybe videos on people who posted up their loved ones, took the shot. Now they all retarded on video and shit. So now you made a switch from what they're used to seeing you on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or just in a search engine, and you switch, right? You switch and turn up your intellect a little bit more, and you want to investigate, let's say, this whole COVID vaccine shit, then boom, that's the data point. And now they're keeping an eye on your ass, okay? And from there, they're able to predict if you a threat. They'll be able to predict if you're a threat. So, and of course, the masses never want to be a threat, do they? The dumb masses, okay? Or they're trying to figure out if another data point is basically if you change your waves, if you change your frequency, your thought waves, that's a data point. You understand? A data point like a motherfucker. They know what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know that they gave you that them ear pods to continue to fry your fucking brains. You don't know that. They don't know that when they gave us the microwave, that's where cancer was in. That's the first time I ever heard of cancer. When the microwaves was put in the homes. You know what I'm saying? And if you Google it, not Google, DuckDuckGo it, fuck Google, you'll find out in the 80s, all of a sudden things were happening to them when they got the microwave. Things was badly happening. So then we heard stay far back away from the microwave. You remember that, newbie? Because we was the first generation to get the microwave, the dumb masses, but they been had it. When they knew how dangerous it was is when they decided to give it to the masses, because this is weapon of mass destruction. Like everything else they give us is weapons of mass destruction. I don't give a fuck if it's in Walmart. I don't give a fuck if it's a rapper advertising it. If it's a white god advertising it, some of your famous white people you love, that is a weapon of mass destruction. You understand? And they know that shit. Biological warfare, chemical warfare. They've always done it, and they've done it to the masses. So microwaves, and of course, people was protesting. We shouldn't have it. Our black side of our family could care less. The black race could care less. Okay? So, but Caucasians was doing a lot of protesting about the microwave. And speed it up now, Caucasians, again, is doing a lot of protesting about the smart devices. Smart. They've always did it because they fucking knew. They knew the dangers of this shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a lot of physicists. We don't have physicists. We don't have scientists, you know what I'm saying, in our race. We don't have them. We have a bunch of rappers and goddamn athletes. That's it. That's all we got. R&B singers and shit like that. We don't have nobody in biology, nobody in chemistry, nobody in quantum physics, nobody in physics. We don't have nobody in astrophysics, nobody in immunology and shit. We ain't got no goddamn body. We just got a bunch of motherfuckers who want to be rappers and goddamn athletes. So the Caucasians got so many professionals in their goddamn race, so they get the heads up on what's dangerous and what's not. And they knew the technology, the computers that was coming out was bad move for Americans, for humans to fuck around and get it. So they were warned. Remember I played that old 1950s commercial about Big Brothers watching? That shit go way back. One world order, the computer's going to control you and we can stop it. That shit came out in the 50s, warning motherfuckers not to fuck with this type of technology. It's going to get worse, but they got you believing that it's better. They got you believing that the microwave in the 80s, right? And the microwave, the smart microwave now in the millennium of 2021 is way better. They got you, they're going to always get you to believe that it's better. They're going to get you to believe that the fucking earpods are better than a fucking Walkman. No, it's more destructive than the fucking Walkman. It's going to fucking destroy your cells quicker and faster than the goddamn Walkman that we had in the 80s. Okay? If you stay thinking that the technology now is better than the technology that they gave the motherfuckers in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, it's only better because it gets the job done quicker and faster to get you to destroy your cells. Because you don't know shit about waves, sound waves, radio waves, television waves. When they finally gave the masses the black and white television, right? Y'all remember that? And shortly after that, color came. People started having eyesight problems, vision problems. Y'all remember that? Right? All right, I remember so many children started wearing glasses. Can y'all travel back that far? Great day, Neff. Can y'all travel back that far in the early 80s? In the early 80s, late 70s? Next thing you know, every fucking child got on bifocals. Just about every child had to wear glasses when they bought the fucking television in. Television waves. Okay? Now, what you got? The LED technology, too. Our listening devices, all this shit. Every goddamn thing. Okay? Not even with you having to use your mouth to talk. They getting it all. They got all of it. So, all right. So now back to my boy Rodriguez, because I gotta take you back, and then I bring you forward, take you back again. So this motherfucker got this way back in the days, maybe the 30s or 40s. Okay, they've been playing with this shit up for a long time. So what I say? He hooked the brain up to let me see. His interest centered on the use of electrical signals to evoke responses in the brain. His earlier works was with cats, but he later did experiments with monkeys and humans, including psychiatric patients. Okay? Now, here we go. His invention, he called it a stemoceiver. Nope, a stemoceiver, a radio which joined a stimulator of brain waves with a receiver which monitored EEG waves and sent back and sent them back on a separate radio channel. Got it? Some of these stemocevers were as small as $50. As a $50. I don't know if y'all know how small a $50 is. I don't think some of y'all have ever seen a $50 before. This allowed the subject of the experiment full freedom of movement while allowing the experimenter to control the experiment. This was a great improvement from his early equipment, which included visual disturbance in those whose wires ran from the brain to bulky equipment that both recorded data, there we go, and delivered the desired electrical charges to the brain. Now you're wireless. You don't need wires. You're on Wi-Fi. Your phone is Wi-Fi. So now you're on wireless or Wi-Fi. It's recording your data, right? And then it's also being delivered by way of electrical charges to your brain as well. You sending out and you are receiving. The brain is a receiver, okay, and also a sender. All right, anyway, so this early equipment, while not allowing for a free range of movement, was also the cause of infection in many subjects. The stemoceiver could be used to stimulate emotions and control behavior. Okay? Radio stimulation of different points in the amygdala, and the hippocampus. You hear this shit? I'll do it again. Radio stimulation of different points in the amygdala and the hippocampus in the 4 patients produced a variety of effects. That's your hippocampus area. You hear me? Including pleasant sensations, elation, deep, thoughtful concentration, odd feelings, super relaxation, colored visions, and other responses. All right? Rodriguez stated that the brain transmitters can remain in a person's head for life. The energy, see, did you hear that? I feel like I'm wasting breath. He said that the brain transmitters can remain in a person's head for life. Now this, now we know that this is the next step they're working on, is actually putting it in your head. Putting it in your head. This is what they're doing now. Digital, yeah. Wi-Fi, they putting it in their head. They putting it in their heads now. That's what your AI is for. That's what the point of putting all the nanobots in your body. Okay? Remember, go to the bar, drink a lot of shots. You don't know what's in them shots, do you? That's how you're gonna get. That's how they're getting the nanobots in the body. That's AI right there. It's all programmed. And it's going to travel up to your mainframe, which you call your brain, but some of y'all don't even know you got one. Damn, it's fucked up. Some of y'all don't know you got one. Okay. But you know you got a booty. Ain't that something? Everybody know they got a booty. They check and look at their butt all the time, don't they? Look back at it, baby. Look back at it. But you don't know you got a fucking brain. All right. So back to Rodriguez, right? So we got this this fucking brain transmitter can remain in a person's head for life, which is happening now. The energy to activate the brain transmitter is transmitted by way of radio frequency, boys and girls. Okay? Radio frequencies. They know nothing about frequencies either, right? Using the stemoceiver, Rodriguez found that he could not only elicit emotions, but he could also elicit specific physical reactions. These specific physical reactions, such as the movement of a limb or the clenching of a fist, were achieved when Rodriguez stimulated the motor cortex. People don't even know they got a motor cortex. A human whose implants were stimulated to produce a reaction were unable to resist the reaction. And so one patient said, I guess, doctor, that your electricity is stronger than my will. Okay? You hear that part? This is mind control. This whole shit goes way back. I'm reading an old man. He's dead now. He died in 2011. I think he was born in let me tell you his date of birth. Yeah, 2011. He was born in 1915. Okay? Yep. He was a Spanish professor of physiology at Yale University. Jose Manuel Rodriguez Delgado. All right? And he's famous for his research on mind control through, guess what? Electrical stimulation of the brain. All right? He was at Yale University. I think I told y'all that shit. Okay? And it's a lot of videos on this guy. I read more, but I don't fucking feel like it. Okay? So now I'm going to speed it up to 2008 real quick. All right? And I'm only speeding up to 2008 simply because that's the date of this article. That's the date of this article. Neurology, mind control by cell phone. Okay? And if you are tuned in to WGAG Radio, I cannot say that your ass don't know shit. Because you tuned in to WGAG Radio down the Nicoleone show, so you know this shit is true. So anyway, this is neurology. All right? Mind control by cell phone. All right? Electromagnetic signals. Sound familiar? Like Rodriguez, right? Electromagnetic signals. You want me to go back to Rodriguez real quick? What I tell you Rodriguez had back in the fucking 1800s to the 1900s. What I tell you? He had the electromagnetic signals. Didn't I tell you that shit? Let me rewind it again. I'll read his part for you one more time. Let me see. Use permanent brain implants to control behavior. He utilized non-invasive methods. Earliest work, electrical signals, electromagnetic signals. There it is. His research interest centered on the use of electrical signals to evoke responses in the brain, right? Now, electromagnetic signals from cell phones can change your brain waves and behavior. That's 2008, motherfucker. That's 2008. I'll switch back to Rodriguez, and some of his work is from 1969, 1977 to 1978, 1964. So we in the 60s and 50s with Rodriguez at Yale, and here we are in 2008. Electromagnetic signals from cell phones can change your brain waves and behavior. But don't break out the aluminum foil, because that shit don't work. Okay? You hear this shit? Should I go back to goddamn Rodriguez real quick to show y'all this motherfucker before we move on to this cellular shit? What did I tell y'all Rodriguez was doing? What did I say? A stimulator of brain waves. Remember his STIMO receiver, a radio, which joined the stimulator of brain waves with the receiver, which monitored EEG waves and sent them back on a separate radio channel. Right? Remember I said that? And then I say radio stimulation of different points in the amygdala, in the hippocampus, in the fourth patient, right? wire them up. Brain transmitters can remain in a person's head for life, which is happening now. The energy to activate the brain transmitter is transmitted by way of radio. And what was the point of this? Right? So he can control their behavior by way of their brain. So using the stem receiver, Rodriguez found that he could not only elicit emotions, but he could also elicit specific physical reactions, right? Right? And stimulate the motor cortex. A human whose implants were stimulated to produce a reaction were unable to resist the reaction. And so one patient said, what? Oh, I guess, doctor, that your electricity is stronger than my will, right? What else? He was able to control the behavior, all right? Mind control. Remember, this guy, he specialized in mind control. He used permanent brain implants to control behavior, all right? That was his specialty, his research on mind control through electrical stimulation. Now, back to 2008, right? Mind control by cell phone. Electromagnetic signals from cell phones can change your brain waves and behavior. Got it? So, hospitals and airplanes ban the use of cell phones because their electromagnetic transmissions can interfere with sensitive electrical devices. Could the brain also fall into that category? Fuck yes. All your thoughts, sensations, and actions arise from bioelectricity generated by neurons and transmitted through complex neural circuits inside your skull. You don't even know you got that shit. A lot of people don't even know they got that shit. Trust me, I was walking around this bitch for a long time, had no idea I got all that shit they fucking said. It's right there. Listen, I'll do it again. All your thoughts, sensations, and actions arise from bioelectricity generated by neurons and transmitted through complex neural circuits inside your skull. Electrical signals between neurons generate electric fields that radiate out of brain tissue as electrical waves that can be picked up by that can be picked up by electrodes touching a person's scalp. I'll do it again. That was too much. I'll take it slow. Take it slow. All right? Boom. Please tell me we are well aware, everybody, give me a 1 in the chat room, that you are now conscious that you got a brain, got some shit inside that head of yours. Please tell me. You can tell me it's a computer. Tell me it's wires. You got electromagnetic brain cavity. You got all that shit. You got some circuits. You got some complex neural circuits in that bitch. You got to know the fucking brain. It's not this big ass, fat-looking, chitlin, clumped-up muscle that Mr. White Man have you believe if you look at the image of the brain. That is the muscle that protects your circuits, your brain cavity, the electromagnetism that your brain emits. You understand? So that little ugly-looking thing all curled up, looking like worms and chitlins or some old shit, that is the muscle. That is not your brain. That protects your electrical fuse box or breaker system, okay? All right? They will never open up that bitch and show you what all you got in your brain, okay? They would never, all right? And you're not even interested in knowing. Some of us know. Electrons, protons, and neutrons is in that motherfucker. It's a receiver and a sender, okay? And some of us are working towards making that bitch work 100%, okay? Lit that bitch up. It's lit. Your brain is lit. It's lit. And we know it has non-magnetic particles in it, which is their mission is to fry your fucking brain by way of turning up the frequency, using synthetic music, because that's what you're listening to, and especially if you're putting it in your ears, by way of a pod, frying and cooking the shit out of them wires, the currents that's supposed to go throughout your whole body by way of your brain to electrify the whole body. And they know that the dumbasses know nothing. Their subject in college is history and African studies and stupid shit like that, right? Oh, shit. Okay. Back to the EEGs. Remember, our boy was using EEG, okay? So I'll take it slow. Your thoughts, sensations, and actions arise from bioelectricity generated by neurons and transmitted through complex neural circuits inside your skull. Electrical signals between neurons generate electric fields that radiate out of brain tissue as electrical waves that can be picked up by electrodes touching a person's scalp. Measurements of such brain waves in EEGs provide powerful insight into brain function and a valuable diagnostic tool for doctors. Indeed, so fundamental are brain waves to the internal workings of the mind. They have become the ultimate legal definition, drawing the line between life and death. Brain waves change with a healthy person's conscious and unconscious mental activity and state of arousal. But scientists can do more with brain waves than just listen in on the brain at work. They can selectively control brain functions by transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, okay? This technique uses powerful pulses of electromagnetic radiation beamed into a person's brain to jam or excite particular brain circuits. You hear this shit? They can jam that shit. They can jam it or excite parts of your brain circuits. Although a cell phone is much less powerful, bullshit, than the TMS, the question still remains. Could the electrical signals coming from a phone affect certain brain waves operating in resonance with cell phone transmission frequencies? The answer is yes. After all, the caller's cerebral cortex is just centimeters away from radiation broadcasts from the phone's antenna. 2 studies provide some revealing news. Here we go. The first, led by Rodney Croft of the Brain Science Institute, Swinburne University of Technology in Melbourne, Australia, tested whether cell phone transmission could alter the person's brain waves. The researchers monitored the brain waves of 120 healthy men and women, while a Nokia 6110 cell phone, okay? One of the most popular cell phones in the world was strapped to their head, okay? Strapped it to their motherfucking head. Amazing. Not strapped to your head, but it's in your head now. But it's strapped to your hand, and that little thing inside your ear you call a pod is the phone itself. That shit that you put in your ear. That is the phone. So a computer controlled the phone's transmission in a double-blind experimental design. A computer controlled the phone's transmission in a double-blind experimental design, which meant that neither the test subject nor researchers knew whether the cell phone was transmitting or idle while EEG data was collected. The data showed that when the cell phone was transmitting, the power of a characteristic brainwave pattern called alpha waves in the person's brain was boosted significantly. The increased alpha wave activity was greatest in brain tissue directly beneath to the cell phone. You get it? Strengthening the case that the phone was responsible for the observed effect, for the observed effect. You see this shit? Please tell me y'all hear this shit, man. Please tell me. Please tell me. Hopefully I'm reading this shit right to you, motherfucker. Hope y'all can understand this shit. All right. Oh, shit. Neff said the nanotech has been confirmed as the method of delivering within the mRNA shot. Confirmed by who? We've been through that shit, don't we know? We know exactly what's in them goddamn drinks. We know what's in them motherfuckers. Okay. So, where was I? Alpha waves of brain. You ready to dance? Alpha waves fluctuate at a rate of 8 to 12 cycles per second. We're talking about hertz here, Hertz. Hertz. Again, alpha waves fluctuate at a rate of 8 to 12 cycles per second, hertz. These brain waves reflect a person's state of arousal and attention. Alpha waves are generally regarded as an indicator of reduced mental effort, the cortical idling, or mind wandering, okay? It's on idle. That's what happens also when you eventually fall asleep. You're going into a deep sleep. At that point, your brain is idle. So it's idle right now. And so they call that the alpha wave. It's just wandering. It ain't doing shit. It's just idle, cortical idle. But this conventional view is perhaps an oversimplification. Croft, who is Croft again, boys and girls? Rodney Croft from the Brain Science Institute, right? Okay, so Croft, for an example, argues that the alpha wave is really regulating the shift of attention between external and internal input. External and internal input. Your radio has it, your speakers has it, your computer has an internal and external input. You also have one. Alpha waves increase in power when a person shifts his or her consciousness of the external world to internal thoughts. You hear that shit? Alpha waves increase in power when a person shifts his or her consciousness of the external world to internal thoughts. They also are the key brainwave signatures of sleep. And I just told y'all that shit anyway. So, cell phone insomnia. If cell phone signals boost a person's alpha wave, does this nudge them subliminally into an altered state of consciousness or have any effect at all on the workings of their mind that can be observed in a person's behavior? And we know it can. I know a bitch right now. That hoe said if she lost her phone, she'll kill herself. Sleep Research Center, in the second study, James Horn and colleagues at the Loughborough University Sleep Research Center in England devised an experiment to test this question. What was the question, Don? The question is, if cell phone signal boosts a person's alpha wave, does this nudge them subliminally into an altered state of consciousness, or does it have any effect at all on the workings of their mind that can be observed in a person's behavior? All right? So James, right, from Loughborough University Sleep Research Center devised an experiment to test this question. The result was surprising. Not only could the cell phone signals alter a person's behavior during the call, the effects of the disrupted brain wave patterns continue long after the phone was switched off. Ain't that a bitch? Still going on. Still happening, Wanna. What the fuck? This was this what he said, Horn, from Sleep Center. He said this was a completely unexpected finding We didn't suspect any effect on EEG after switching off the phone. We were interested in studying the effect of mobile phone signals on sleep itself. You got me? So they would, I guess you can put your phone on sleep, like your computer on sleep mode. He said, but it quickly became obvious to Horn and colleagues in preparing for the sleep research experiment that some of the test subjects had difficulty falling asleep, because that motherfucker was right there somewhere. Horn and his colleagues controlled a Nokia 6310 Echo cell phone, another popular and basic phone attached to the head of 10 healthy but sleep-deprived men in their sleep research lab. Their sleep had been restricted to 6 hours the previous night. The researchers then monitored the men's brain waves by EEG while the phone was switched on and off by remote computer, and also switched between standby, listen, and talk modes of operation for 30-minute intervals on different nights. The experiment revealed that after the phone was switched to talk mode, a different brain wave pattern called delta waves in the range of 1 to 4 hertz. You hear that? All right, the alpha wave was, the alpha wave rate from 8 to 12 cycles per second hertz, right? And the delta wave, it ranged from 1 to 4 hertz, and it remained dampened for nearly 1 hour after the phone was shut off. These brain waves are the most reliable and sensitive marker of stage 2 sleep. Approximately 50% of total sleep consists of this stage, and the subjects remained awake twice as long after the phone transmitting in talk mode was shut off. Although the test subjects had been sleep deprived the night before, they could not fall asleep for nearly 1 hour after the phone had been operating without their knowledge. Now, this is the sleep test people, right? This is how they found that shit was strange. Although this research shows that cell phone transmission can affect a person's brain waves with persistent effects on behavior, Horn does not feel there is any need for concern that cell phones are damaging. Shut the fuck up. The arousal effects, didn't he admit that they can change, they can fuck up people's behavior, alter them in arousal? So what the fuck you mean it's not damaging? Just like them lab coats, you cannot trust them. The arousal effects the researchers measured are equivalent to about half a cup of coffee. And many other factors in a person's surroundings will affect a night's sleep as much or more than cell phone transmission. Shut up, you're lying. Everything is smart hooked up now. The significance of the research, he explained, is that although the cell phone power is low, electromagnetic radiation can nevertheless have an effect on mental behavior when transmitting at the proper frequency. He finds this fact especially remarkable when considering that everyone is surrounded by electromagnetic clutter, radiating from all kinds of electronic devices in our modern world. No shit. Cell phones in talk mode seem to be particularly well tuned to frequencies that affect brainwave activity. The results show sensitivity to low-level radiation to a subtle degree. These findings open the door by a crack for more research to follow. Only one wonders if with different doses, durations, or other devices, would there be a greater effect? Now, everybody's house is wired smart. Your car is smart. You holding about 5 fucking devices with you. Damn near everything Bluetooth. Your computer Bluetooth. Your TV Bluetooth. Your car Bluetooth. Fuck out of here. Anyway, last thing. All right, Cross. Cross said the exciting thing, no, you know what? They want to put emphasis on no health workers. Don't worry about your health. You shouldn't, okay? Because they're on a mission to kill you anyway. So the moment you start worrying about your health, the moment you start doing something productive about it and preventative about it. So he used the word, don't worry about your health, okay? This motherfucker here. The exciting thing is what he says. The exciting thing about this research is that it allows us to have a look at how you might modulate brain functions, and this look tells us something about how the brain works on a fundamental level. In other words, the importance of this work is in illuminating the fundamental workings of the brain. Scientists can now flash away with their own self-generated electromagnetic waves and learn a great deal about how brain waves respond and what they do. All right, whatever. That's the end of that. I kind of like Rodriguez. They like to do damage control, clean this shit up, okay? They like that shit. They just love it. As a matter of fact, there's a book that a friend of mine wrote called The Holographic Brain. I don't know if I have it close to me or not, but it's called The Holographic Brain. Let me ask Zena, because Zena got a lot of books. Zena, do you have The Holographic Brain? The guidance, what did it say? From the guidance by the masters or some old shit. Zena, if you around? Zena, do you have it? Zena, do you have The Holographic Brain? That shit there. Gotta know what you got, baby. You gotta know what you got. If you don't know what you got, baby, they can fucking use it to their advantage. I'll tell you that much. I didn't even know I had one until about 5-6 years ago. I didn't even know I had a brain. That is the fucking truth. Okay. 10 years ago. That's when I started really getting rebellious. Because now I know I know I got a brain now. I know I got a body too. I know I got lungs and kidneys and all that fucking shit, man. I know I got bones in my body. Got a lot of shit now. So I know what I got. Know thyself. All right. So, all right, let me see what else I got for you. Holy moly. All right, I'm going to go to the call line, see if anybody want to make a comment. Call in. Number is 425-569-5274. And hit the one button. We got 30 minutes. I'm going to give y'all Mind Your Mind for the Jewels of Your Soul the next hour coming up, baby. I got to get it to you. 727-851. Did you mean to push one?
Yes, hello. Great day, Dawn. And
great day, boss lady. How you doing, baby?
I'm fine. I wanted to share this with you. Like maybe 3 months ago during the Holy Tablet show, I fell asleep and went into like a dream state. And it kind of reminded me, because I seen this on the Freddy Krueger movies when they would when they would fall asleep, they would be able to pull things out of the dream. But in this dream, it was my nephew who's recently deceased, my brother, and myself. And it was like some crazy white people like after us. And we was like in this gym with lockers, and they were big enough for us to hide in it. And I fell asleep watching your show, and it was still playing. Within my dream, your show was still playing. Like when these crazy white people, they were like after me, my brother, and my nephew, and we were hiding like in these lockers, and I could hear your show going. My nephew heard it, my brother could hear it within my dream state, and I was trying to cut it off, like so they wouldn't be able to find out our location. So when I woke up out of the dream, your show was still going on. And I told my daughter, my oldest daughter, I was like, I took the Don Nicoleone show into my dream state. And when I woke up, the show was still going on. Like my phone was still playing. So I'm listening to everything that you're bringing up, within, the sequence of the cell phone and how they able to use it I have never seen that happen. I have never experienced anything like that. I still, kind of, fluctuate to really what that was that took place because I had only seen it in the Freddy Krueger movies. About,
you never experienced it by watching TV and falling asleep, and that shit end up in your dream. Whatever's playing on TV.
This was the first time.
Oh, okay.
The first, and normally when I listen to your show, I'm like secluded. I just tune into the show. I don't have, anything else going on, and I wind up falling asleep. And within the dream, I was trying to figure out a way how to cut it off, how to stop it from playing, but I could not do it. And when I realized that I could not cut it off, that's when I woke up. And when I woke up, the show was still on. You were still on the air. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, that blew my mind. And I shared it with my daughter. And I was like, I don't know what just happened, but I took your show within my dream state with my cell phone because I still had my phone in not in my hand while I was sleeping. When I woke up, it was like on one of my pillows on my bed. But in the dream, I had the phone in my hand and it was playing. It was loud, playing while we were, trying to, not be hidden away from these crazed white people. And I just found that was like really strange. I had never experienced that. And I'm like, I took something from our reality into the dream state. And then when I woke up from the dream state, the show was still going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your first time it happened. I mean, I know it happened when people leave the TV on or something, playing something, and it pops in. I remember my first time that happened, I was a little girl, right? And I used to listen to music, fall asleep listening to music. And so in the dream, okay, I'm running from this snake. I'm running from the snake. And I find this house, and the house had a carport. I still remember this shit. And the house had a carport. This in the 80s now, right? 80s or early 90s maybe. And the house had a carport. And I'm running to the carport so I can get to the side door of the house, right? And I look back at this fucking snake. Now the snake is standing straight up with shades on. You hear me? And now the music is loud. That's been playing the whole time. And the snake is doing the snake. You remember the snake? The little snake we used to do? And the snake started singing, "He's a cold-hearted snake. Look into his eyes. Uh-oh. Even telling lies, you a cold-hearted snake." And I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? I had on black shades and everything. I woke up, and that was the song that was playing. Paula Abdul, Cold-Hearted Snake. That's how the snake ended up in my fucking dream, because the song was on, obviously, but I did not hear it until it popped up. Ended up, by this time, the snake becomes the snake. My subconscious snatched it, put it in the dream, and now I'm in the carport running running from the snake. Look back at the snake, and now it's singing the song. Cold-hearted snake, uh-oh, even telling lies. Sure did, for real, Wanda. That was the first time, and I said, I was a little girl, and I said I will no longer listen to fucking music while I go to sleep, because the damn snake is fucking doing the snake and singing Paula Abdul. Sure did. That was the first time that happened to me. My first time. You never forget your first time. Now, of course, it happened many other times, but you never get your first. I'll tell you that much. And that was my first. Now, you can call back in if you want to. We got 30 minutes. We're going into overtime. I'm going to give you all the mine. But, yeah, you just... Now you know what I do? I do the Om. I play the Om chant when I rest. When I'm ready for rest, I put that Om on. That shit is like an hour and 30 minutes of Om. And how I learned that shit is when Dr. York, in one of the classes, he spoke about how you drop down to an alpha wave. And Sufis drop too, but he mentioned the Om, the vibration or the chant of the Om. I can never quote that shit right, but it's in my favorite class and shit, my one that I play the second hour, the man of the hour. And he said it drops down, and how a cat purrs, it drops to the 8th octave or some old shit. And he said that the Sufis know how to drop their vibration or their frequency or their octave level. I could be wrong, to the 8th octave or some old shit. He said that's where Om is vibrating at, on that 8th octave. With the alpha waves, they write about the wandering. You're wandering, you know what I'm saying? You at an alpha state, but I think the Om helps you able to go up and down. So even when you're resting, you can use the Om to travel to anywhere you want to go and shit in your rest, but you got to, play with it a little bit. It's on YouTube. It's an hour and 30 minutes. That'll get you in the game. Yep, and download it and put that bitch on repeat. I used to play that shit all over the fucking house on repeat. The even when the kids was up, you know what I'm saying? Kept them little bastards calm and shit. That yeah. But I still do it. Still do it to this day for myself, though. You know what I'm saying? Get some of this shit up out of here. It changes the frequency. Remember, sound travels. So whatever whatever sound we have around us, not only that it travels, but it also comes with all other types of, could be agreeable or disagreeable messages, subliminal messages, all types of shit. So you do want to be, it's kind of like when you're listening to the music of today or yesterday, right? And let's call that you just had a whole bunch of fucking retarded, wild people at your house and some different calm people at your home. The next thing you need to do is clean that sound out. So when I play a lot of fucking music, like in the after party and shit, that's the only time I play music. And so it's here, like regular music, like destructive music and shit, whether it's R&B, rap, or country. When I'm ready, so I consider that as a bunch of different fucked up people at my damn house. The next thing I do is I clean the fucking house out with the Om. So I blast the shit out of the Om to clear that shit out. Yep, I blast it, play it for about 5 or 6 fucking hours, and then I take it to bed if it's late. And then I'm ready to, and I put it right by my ass when I'm in bed and let that Om play. If I'm watching a movie or something on, if I'm watching a movie or show in bed, I'll turn that bitch off and make sure I have the Om to get rid of all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I blast the Om again, put it on the speaker, blast the Om. Wow. Yeah, I got to clean it out. You got to clean sound out as well as dust, filth, germs, people, energies. You still got to clean it out. And I hope that helps, Awana. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to music and you call it your favorite, you know what I'm saying? I call it my favorite, but I know that it's destructive, you know what I'm saying? And it lingers, and it's synthetic music, and the frequency is 144.7, 144 megahertz. It's going to throw me all the fuck off. So I have to clean it off, clean my area off with the right music, the Om, with the right tones. You understand? Because all the tones are artificial. The music is not fucking real. They changed it to digital instead of analog, and to assist in frying your non-magnetic particles. So, yeah, in order to save yourself, man, you can jump in the mud, but you better goddamn clean up. You better wash your ass after that. So the sounds that emits out, you know what I'm saying, into your life, into your being, into your ear gates, into all the holes in your body, also travels to the brain. You know what I'm saying? So you need to clean that shit out too. That's why the Om is important. You know what I'm saying? The Om, baby. It works miracles for me. It is my Lysol. It is my Clorox wipe. It is my sanitizer. Oh, that what that shit is, baby. That shit does. Shout out, use that for everything. I'm gonna give y'all the brain book too. I'm gonna give y'all that. It's real short. It's like it's small pages. I mean, it's not a lot of pages in the brain book, but man, if you could master what the steps in that damn brain book, you'll be a bad motherfucker. Once you know that you got to be mindful of your thoughts, because your brain and your body takes it and see it as a reality. So it's a lot. It's a lot of visualizing. I'm gonna find it for y'all. I have it for you. I won't have it for you on the Sacred Wisdom of Tahuti on Thursday, but I do my best on Friday. Y'all gotta remind me, goddamn, remind me to get that shit. Tonight is Hot Damn Politics, hosted by Nefertiti Surviving the Game. And again, boys and girls, it will not be on Lockdown Radio again on YouTube channel, because YouTube go ass fucktards. It's trying to take over the fucking world. And goddamn, truth is the new minority. It ain't blacks no more. It's truth. And so Hot Damn Politics is only live on WGAG Radio on blogtalk.com, and we only streaming that bitch into the after party on Pal Talk. You can catch it on iHeartRadio and iTunes and all that shit, the rest of our shows and all of our shows on those sites, but it won't be on YouTube. So sorry, you motherfuckers, because we got to get naked, got to get uncut, raw, uncensored. Especially Hot Damn Politics. At least one day out the fucking week, man. I'm tired of speaking in codes. All right, so, woo, that was a lot. I really want to give y'all some more Rodriguez real quick. I do. I swear I want to give y'all some more Rodriguez, man. These fucking this nigga here did mind control. And of course you got your declassified, your files are declassified now from the government thanks to Trump. You need to look into their whole mind control, MK Ultra program, everything that they did and is still doing on you humans and your fucking kids. And it's sad because ain't too much we can do for them damn kids. Ain't too much we can do. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really, shit. They got them. You just got to make sure you don't get got. You know what I'm saying? So that's the truth. If you have any, young children, teenage children and shit, man, like, shush. You just as long as you don't let them turn you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't turn, man, somebody got to stay in their right mind this whole fucking time. You feel me? Somebody going to have to stay in their right mind. And eventually you'll have the cure to snap them out of this mind control, all the shit that they got going on. Now, I got the study, and this might get the whole show taken down from YouTube, but I don't give a fuck. The shocking study reveals mRNA COVID-19 vaccines may progressively degenerate your brain from prion disease. I don't know what prion is. I got to look it up. Induced prion may cause neurodegenerative diseases because long-term memories are maintained by prion-like proteins. Now one of nobody remember shit after going to the bar, getting a few drinks. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes perfect, that makes sense. And along with your cell phone, deleting your fucking memory, wiping your disk clean, why motherfuckers don't remember shit. And so it all makes sense now. Okay, so Pyron is responsible for long-term memory. Okay? Memories are maintained by prion, P-R-I-O-N, prion-like proteins. That makes sense. Because with all this shit that's been going on since 2020, I just can't understand. I kept trying to figure out why the dumbasses and like they forget everything. Why they just don't know what the fuck they just said yesterday. The news media, Fauci, Biden, whoever the fuck. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Why the fuck you don't remember what the fuck that motherfucker said an hour ago and then come out with another shit and y'all just fucking act like the shit they said an hour before that just ain't in your head no more. You went to the bar and got them shots. They deleting. And I said that shit, didn't I, Zena? I said that they wiping their brains. Remember I talked about when I saw the look real good at that Omicron movie, the picture of the Omicron movie, and I remember we did this before. They wiping the fucking brains. That's why they said a second dose, a third dose, a fourth dose, a fifth dose, a booster seat, a high chair, all types of shit, man. Yeah. So this, your drinks at the bar, shouter, man, is fucks up your pyron. It fucks your pyron up. Responsible for memory. That's why these motherfuckers here don't be remembering shit these fuckers say. I guess when you are led to believe that these people don't lie, then there's no use of you to remember anything they fucking said. But to me, these motherfuckers are liars. So I'm making my business to make sure I remember every fucking thing come out their goddamn mouth. You hear me? Every fucking thing. But if you believe that somebody is telling the truth, then you will forget everything they fucking said. But if you believe that a motherfucker is a liar, you will never forget every word come out their goddamn mouth from beginning to the fucking end. It's a difference in belief. It's a difference. If I believe you, I might fuck around and forget what you said. But if I don't believe shit you said, I'll never forget that shit you said. But to me, everybody goddamn liar around this motherfucker. That's why I'm going to pay attention to every word come out of motherfucker's mouth. Goddamn, everybody goddamn lie. They all lie. That way I can always remember your very first words. Very first words, goddamn it, and here this motherfucker is. So, all right, what I got? You got 12 minutes. We got 12 minutes, y'all. I'm about to take y'all niggas into the mind your mind for the Jews of your soul. And I want to rewind it back to the mind from yesterday, and then we'll go on to the next one. I'm not finna read y'all the mind part, but I just think it's the most important because the mind, I want to dance on that a little bit longer. I want to dance on a little bit longer. Scroll 19, the mind. Got it? We're fun this Sachin. Great day to everybody over there in Lockdown Radio. I ain't showed nobody no love. I just came on in, just bam. Just start running my fucking mouth though. Let me take my time real quick. Great day, everybody in the after party. Great day to Bingy D. It's good to see you, baby. Hope all is well with you. Special shout out to Bingy D. Great day to you, baby. Great day, She-Dot. Great day, Awana, Newbie, J1, Satchum, Nefertiti surviving the game, Zena. Let's shout out to Zena. Let me see what else I got. Who else up in this, man? Give me a second, man. All these links up. I'm gonna keep homeboy. I'm keeping his last. Jose. I'm gonna finish reading up on this motherfucker, even though he dead now. But special shout out to Boss Lady once again. Great day, Boss Lady. My man Quincy Jones, Quincy Thomas, Taekwondo, John Juvie. I don't know who else up in this motherfucker though. But great day to everybody, man. Got 10 minutes. I guess I'll and we're gonna take off on the mothership just for the hell of it though. All right, so that give y'all a chance to go pee, refresh your phone, all that shit, and hurry up and call back in before 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna take y'all real quick to some little small ass bullshit ass gossip. Megan Good. Before we get in this mind shit, and they give me a tan. Megan Good. They good. They say her husband divorced her ass. What up, Jay? That's fucked up when a nigga filed for divorce on your ass. That's a whole nother level, ain't it? When a man filed for divorce, man, you got to think. You got to figure out, like, damn, what the fuck? What the fuck? like, you got to be like, what the fuck? When the fuck is this? Great day, Top Mugs. How you doing, baby? God damn. Like that. And 8-9 years. 8-9 years, J1, I think they were together and shit like that, right? But they said he filed for divorce. And I think he a Christian or some shit. What nigga ain't a Christian, Don? You know niggas be in that shit. But what I mean by, when I say he a Christian, I mean one of them sanctified fake ones. You know, I think a pastor or some old shit, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember, you know what I'm saying, he's like a man of God, that dumbass shit. Like, ain't no such thing as a man of God. But anyway, yeah, man, filed for divorce. I'm thinking maybe it's because that sick ass bullshit role she playing. And I won't watch it. You know, I don't watch no grimy shit like that. You know, when she playing, but she got to fuck some nigga in the ass and shit like that. Maybe that's why it made them file for divorce. Like, you know, bitch, you can't be doing type of shit like this. Give a fuck what your job is. You know what I'm saying? She doing some real foul ass shit. Whatever little show she on. You know what I'm talking about, right? They said, Mush said it was about, you know, women independence and feminism or some old shit, but it's not. It's, not Mush, that other nigga, Tariq Nashad or somebody. But come to find out, it's all LGBT. It's all some gay ass shit going on in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why he filed divorce. You know what I'm saying? But I remember a long time ago, right? Talking to Megan Good in the bathroom, right? And I'll never forget, I know the younger Don know this story better, and it's on the archives. But I know that she, I can't remember what she said to me, but I can interpret it now. She said she was looking for the right man. You know what I'm saying? Or she need a man, or looking for a man, or want a boyfriend, can't find one, and all that fucking shit. So, but I could tell that, you know what I'm saying, like her, like, oh shit, I don't even know how to fucking explain. Bitch like men. Okay. All right. And you know, it's a different type of mentality when you want one real bad. You know what I'm saying? I kind of know when a bitch want a man real bad, it's, you know, they be the ones that lead the hoes. When a nigga want a woman real bad, the woman end up leaving his goddamn ass. There's something about that shit. Like, you don't even know what you want something real so bad, you don't even know. But anyway, his new bitch got him to do it. He got a new chick. She Doc. Great day out of there. How you doing, baby? Hey, She Doc. He got a new girl. You know I don't be knowing shit about this, but I know that she really wanted a man. That was about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted to be in that shit, man. I told her, man, you need to get your life together, man. These niggas ain't shit. These niggas ain't shit. Let me see something. Excuse me. Let me see. Married in 2012. They did not produce no children. Rumors swirled online. They were no longer together. I don't see nothing about no other chick he got. You know what I'm saying? Ain't he a pastor? Yeah, reports Pastor Devon filed for divorce from the 40-year-old actress. He is a pastor. Told you he was one of them little monkeys. And y'all not ready for this, he wrote. I'm so proud, blah, blah, blah. She's one of the most talented actors on the planet. and she's funnier than you may know, but I'm glad you finally get a chance to see her do her thing. Camille Parks in the new Amazon. That's it. Harlem Prime. Harlem. Yeah, Harlem. I won't watch no shit like that. So, yeah, he gave a shout-out about that. This will be your new favorite show. Sex in the City has nothing on bullshit. If it's black made, you know it's garbage. What up, IB? Oh, you give me a quote, IB. The lame quote from her ex. Okay, baby, what is it? There's no one's fault. We believe this is the next best chapter in the evolution of our love. That nigga said this is the next best chapter on the evolution of our love. But they saying he the one that filed. She should have filed then, since it was no one's fault, right? Or separation. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, why I bring this shit up real quick? Because now we got 2 minutes. I'm about to give y'all the mothership. Why I bring this up real quick? They said that Megan Good got a whole bunch of niggas in her DM now. Got a whole bunch of niggas in her DM talking about, I can pray with you. I can pray with your ass. You know, that type of shit. I can pray. Let's pray. Yeah, Megan said that she got a whole bunch of niggas out in her DM asking her to, they can be part of her prayer circle and shit. Let me find that shit. Yeah, DMs offering to pray with her. A whole bunch of niggas, man. They've been separated for 4 months, though. Yeah. Let me see. Y'all used to like Megan back in the day, didn't you? Wasn't she on some of them black movies back in the day? The black rap movies? I can't remember. Anyway, men around the world are eager to shoot their shot at Megan Good. Megan's estranged husband, blah, 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 blah. Confirms their marriage ended long before he finally filed his divorce. After much prayer and consideration, we have decided to go into our future separately but forever connected. Blah, 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 blah. According to legal documents, irreconcilable differences. He said they live separate, blah, blah, blah. So as to say, both parties cheated on each other constantly over the years, but the two always prayed on it and reconciled. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, they both cheated and prayed on it and reconciled and shit. Goddamn, Meg, you were doing it, boo. Within hours of the divorce announcement, men around the world began sliding into Megan's social media DMs offering to pray with her. She is still the reigning queen of King magazine cover and having sold more covers than any other Hollywood starlet. She on King. Yeah. So
90
the men are
seconds.
welcoming the gorgeous 40-year-old back to the streets. They say she is still fine as wine and sweet as chocolate. Goddamn. One man said, is it too early to shoot my shot? Hey, y'all, look. I'm going to find out that they wipe y'all brain. Y'all remember when Kobe Bryant so-called got
60
killed,
seconds.
even though his murder's in a goddamn cartoon of him flying a fucking helicopter into a goddamn mountain before it happened. Y'all remember that? And then he crashed into the mountain on the cartoon, and then all his goddamn championship trophies fell out, and his ring fell out, and the niggas in the hood picked it up and shit. But anyway, that ain't the point. But y'all remember, that's why I say this shit fake as fuck with Kobe. I don't give a fuck. You can believe that nigga's goddamn dead if you like. But anyway, do you remember when, what's the girl? No, it wasn't Kobe. My bad. It wasn't Kobe. I'm wrong. This is a
10
5, 6, 1,
seconds.
1, thing. Yes, can I help you?
Hi, is this Nicole Body?
Yes, it is. From where? I'm sorry, my phone is going out. Can you tell me again? Yeah. Okay, all right. Can I call you back? I'll do it when I come in. Oh, I can still come in. I can come in tomorrow. My next one is Monday, but I can come in first thing tomorrow. Yeah. Huh? Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. So damn, what was I saying? Okay, y'all. Okay, it wasn't Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry. Damn, scratch that off the record. What's the girl? Nipsey Hussle. What's Nipsey Hussle chick? Lauren. What? Nipsey Hussle. Come on, Nipsey Hussle. Come on, somebody. Nipsey Hussle. Right? What's her name? Laura London, right? And it was Kodak Black, wasn't it? Kodak Black said Kodak Black said some shit to her after Nipsey died. That nigga said if you don't want to be a widow, holla at me. Yeah, Laura London. She didn't want to be a widow or some more shit. And T.I. and all the rest of them motherfuckers was pissed off at his ass. You remember that shit? Like, it was like, that one of the nigga Kodak Black, one of them niggas, the retarded nigga. You know the nigga that don't give two fucks. That cussed out T.I. and shit, said his son was uglier than a motherfucking shit. Yeah. Oh, he said he will wait a year. Absolutely, man. They said that nigga was disrespectful. That is not disrespectful in my book. Give a fuck. He was like, man, your bitch, you don't need to be a fucking widow that goddamn long. We in overtime. God dog it, cut that damn bitch out my damn number. Okay. All right. All right, you ready? Nope. I'm going to play the mothership anyway, goddammit. Sorry, we in overtime. I'm going to play the mothership for 12 seconds. Let's pretend we're not in overtime. Okay? Play the mothership real quick. What the fuck do I got to do? Fucking nothing. Fuck it. All right, y'all didn't tell we was in overtime. Okay, I'm about to give you this mind real quick. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. I'm going to take this bitch slow than a motherfucker because I think this part here is the most important. Well, one of the most important. Y'all ready for the mind? Going once, going twice. You want some of this shit? You want to know about the mind? Oh, you niggas. I'm now about to take you on a journey of overstanding. One of the best gifts that has been given to your species, and that is the mind. And that's what everybody's after. They after the mind. You get the mind, you can get the body to do any and everything. You understand? So, the mind is neither visible nor tangible. It exists not in the physical body as does the brain, but in the spiritual plane, or what's called the mental plane. Its magnitude cannot be measured, for it carries all feelings, ideas, and impressions from this life, as well as intuitive knowledge of what is to come. It is the mind that must be corralled and controlled in order to achieve that true peace of union. Okay? You going back to your CIB. Listen, it is the mind that must be corralled and controlled in order to achieve that true peace of union. All right? Not no bitch, not no money, not Jesus, okay? Not any of that. All right? And I'm tired of seeing goddamn Facebook posts talking about 3 things a man needs from a woman: sex, food, and peace. Sick of saying that dumbass shit. I'm so sick of saying that stupid shit. That nigga, you can get that by your damn self. If you want that, you can get food by yourself, you get sex by your fucking self, and you get peace by yourself. So, It is the mind that must be corralled and controlled in order to achieve that true peace of union. You know what I'm saying? You will not get peace with anybody other than yourself. That is the fucking truth. I can't give a nigga no damn peace. Where the fuck I'm gonna get it at, nigga? I ain't gonna give you a peace of mind. And then the nigga wanna take my peace. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna have to pull out my peace. You feel me? The mind acts justly to its desires. The mind acts justly to its desires and does not care about consequence. Do you hear that? And does not care about consequence. What is the saying, boys and girls? To see the consequences before you act shows the mark of a profound person. To see the consequences before you act shows the mark of a profound person. That is so important. And remember, the mind does not like to be watched nor observed. Okay? So, you got to pay attention to it. You got to listen, because that motherfucker will control you if you don't control it. And if you don't have control of your mind, that means you're under mind control. It what? The mind doesn't like to be watched. It doesn't like to be observed. It doesn't like that. Awana, is that the it what that you're asking? Oh. The mind acts justly to its desires and does not care about consequence. It thinks of some pleasure looking or pleasure tasting food and must have some. And when warned of the poison it contains, right? You know, damn near 99.9% of food and 99.9% of people are poison. We do know that, yes or no? And we know that we are also poison. But we are conscious and concise enough to get rid of the goddamn poison we've been poisoned the fuck with, and we don't want to get infected no more, and we got enough sense not to go spread the goddamn poison. Some of us. Anyway, so the mind thinks of some pleasant looking or some pleasant tasting food and must have some. When warned of the poisons it contains, the reaction is to disregard the warning, find some excuse, and eat it anyway. Right? That's what the mind do. I can't stand that motherfucker. However, the self now, the pure consciousness, which is beyond the mind, which is read from the mental, is the witness. Let's do it again. Remember, the reaction is to disregard the warning, find some excuse, and eat it anyway. Well, the self, which is the pure consciousness, which is beyond the mind. So your pure consciousness is beyond the mind, which is read from the mental, is the witness of all that is perceived. And that's the plane of truth. And about it, and the plane of reality. But it neither acts or reacts, the mental. For all action and reaction takes place in the mind, which receives its info from the mental reservoir. Got it? There's a mental reservoir, okay? That's where it gets all its info from, okay? Wendy said, I took 4 slices of cheesecake and brought them home from work. Hey, well, I finished the last brookie, okay? It was 4 brookies left. And I said, fuck it. Well, my mind said, fuck it. And I said, okay, we're going to fuck it. We're going to eat every last one of these motherfuckers. Because the mind convinced me we're not going to go back to it. Let's just devour this shit and not go back on it and shit. You'll be a bad bitch if you throw them bitches away. You'll piss the mind off. And the mind going to make you want to goddamn go find you some goddamn cheesecake. But You'll be a bad bitch if you trash that motherfucker. But the mind is so that motherfucker strong now. I have to fight it every day, and sometimes I lose. That is the truth. Best friend, worst enemy, like a motherfucker. Which is why, like, if you are alone in your life, if you are by yourself, like J1, Zena, and me, I think we're the only ones that live alone by ourselves. You really get to study that fucking mind. You get, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll find out that is your best friend, worst enemy. Now, if you live with other people, that's their mind plus yours. Best friend, worst enemy at you. So, I mean, I really get to watch this motherfucker cuss this motherfucker out and agree to this motherfucker at the same damn time. And then get pissed off when he got me doing some more ass backwards, dumbass shit. And it's going to get me to do it again and again, and that's some bullshit. Sometimes I win, but I don't win a lot. I'm still fighting, still trying to be the master over this shit. I just hate indoctrination, man, because you notice if you never tasted this poison, you would never want the poison. But the mind is in habit on its own, and it enjoys pleasure, but it's not attached to the body. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to get fat. First of all, there's no such thing as mental illness. It's just your ass ill. Because your mental wants to use your body, you know what I'm saying, to get you to do all types of fucking shit. It likes that shit. And plus, a spirit is attracted to the mind. That is a motherfucker. So spirits get to jump in and indulge along with the mind, you know what I'm saying, and use you for whatever. I mean, yo. Talking about unalike attract my ass. I wish unalike would attract. The fuck? End up possessed and shit. No spirit don't give two fucks about you, and the mind don't either. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Then you got these beings here that wants mind control. So they are already controlling the mind, and the mind is controlling you. Then you got the disembodied spirits, can't wait until you drop so low on the vibratory frequency plane, on the lowest plane, so it can take over your goddamn body. How you doing some real fucked up shit? Let it become a habit. Do that shit 3 days in a fucking row. See what the fuck happens. See what the fuck happens. Nigga, it's gonna be hard to break that shit. Do it back to back to back to back. Why? What the fuck happened? For you know it, goddamn, that shit done turned to a week, a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 10 years. You on that shit, man? That spirit ain't leaving, and the mind keep telling you go get that shit again. Every fucking day you gotta get it. Every fucking day. Meanwhile, your whole body is being deteriorated. You're emotionally fucked up. You're out of your fucking mind. Yo. All right. The mind, it neither acts nor reacts. For all action and that's the mental plane. But the mental plane neither acts nor reacts. For all action and reaction takes place in the mind, which received its info from the mental reservoir, appearing and arriving as thought waves to the mind, the mental reservoir, appearing and arriving as thought waves to the mind. Thought, the most powerful force in the universe, initiates all action in the brain. Did you hear that? Thought, the most powerful force in the universe, initiates all action in the brain. Ain't that a bitch? Activity carried out on Nasut, the physical plane, is only a mirror of the inner. This is my favorite part right here. This is why I want to read it again. The activity carried out on the physical plane is only a mirror of the inner workings of the mind. So everything you do is a mirror of the inner workings of the mind. The company you keep is the mirror of the inner workings of the mind. Everything you got, look in front of you, is a mirror of the inner workings of the mind. You hear me? Everything. That's a bitch, ain't it? The body, the way your body looks, is the inner working of the fucking mind. You see this shit? You understand? And not only that, oh my God. Thought is the most powerful force in the universe. And what happens, what it does, what the fuck does she say? It initiates all action in the brain. That's amazing. Ain't it? Look at all these motherfuckers. It make you think, where you get this thought from to put 1 million tattoos on your body? Where you get this thought from to get ass shots and shit? Like, where the fuck all that shit come from? That's mind control. That's mind control like a motherfucker. That is not unique. That is not you controlling the mind doing something that has never been done before. That's not even a trend setting. That's not even, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even set the trend. You're not even the creator of it. You're not even the cause that caused the effect of it. You are part of the effect. Like in the Sacred Wisdom of the Hootie, what did it say? The dumb masses are stringed along like a fish on a hook, controlled by others' strength stronger than theirs, reality stronger than theirs, or whatever the fuck it says, and they're led to do whatever the rest of the so-called the motherfuckers that got them on the hook. They have no choice but to do that shit, and we watching it right now. Said, but the ancient Egyptians, those that master this law of cause and effect, are above it. He says they're not the effect. They become the causers that cause the effect. That's what you got to be. You cannot be the effect of the cause. You need to be the causers that cause the effect. That's when you know you're in control. Workings of the mind, that which is assumed to be reality, the physical environment in which each person lives is only a projection of the mind. Let's do it again. That which is assumed to be reality, whatever you assume to be your reality, whether it's the physical environment in which each person lives, is only a projection of the mind. Your mind did that shit. Your mind did it. Okay? Look around you. Where you at? What you doing? Your mind. What's in your refrigerator? You know what I'm saying? Your mind did that shit. Right, J1? Your mind bought them motherfucking goddamn cheesecake to the house. This motherfucker convinced me to try a brookie. That's a brownie mixed with a cookie. Ain't that a bitch? Evil bastard. It ain't in my refrigerator no more. It's in my belly. The physical environment in which each person lives is only a projection of the mind. The truth, when the many mental modifications are resisted, you're going to have to resist it. One is no longer affected by the comings and goings of the world, and self shines forth in undisputed purity. You're going to have to resist it. Call a brookie, man. Can you believe that bullshit? They got a way to get a bitch. Let's do it again. In truth, when the many mental modifications are resisted, one is no longer affected by the comings and goings of the world, and self shines forth in undisturbed purity. When the thought waves are still, the perceiver rests in his or her own true nature. When thought waves are still, you rest in your own true nature. That state of pure consciousness is achieved when the mind is no longer modified by the activities of thought waves. When the waves of a lake are still, one can see the bottom clearly. Likewise, when the thought waves of the mind subside, one's essential nature becomes evident. With the surrender of the ego, the individual becomes an instrument in the hands of the Most High. He or she takes neither credit nor blame for his or her actions, for El Elo does the action. The devotee thinks of nothing but El Elo, the Most High. El Elo, the Most High, is his or her constant thought wave and fills every mental space. Control of the mind and annihilation of the ego are the essence of all spiritual disciplines, including emotional ones. Which part is there it is, Newbie? Which part is there it is? Control of the mind and annihilation of the ego are the essence of all spiritual disciplines, including emotional ones. Even on an essentially emotional path, the intellect must not be neglected. If it is disregarded, one can degenerate in fanaticism. That one right there, listen. You talk about control of the mind and annihilation of the ego are the essence of all spiritual disciplines, including emotional ones. Even on an essential emotional path, the intellect must not be neglected. If it is disregarded, one can degenerate in fanaticism. If, on the other hand, it is transcended, the devotee experiences the highest state of supreme devotional ecstasy. Your motivation should be the simple desire to love, to serve El Elo, the Most High. Only with this attitude will the ego disappear. It's kind of contradictory, but I'm not even gonna come into this shit right now. I'm gonna let y'all have these words, but that's contradictory because the ego resides in the mind, and you can't get rid of it. Just want to tell you that. I just said it. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I just did it, newbie. The ego resides in the mind, baby. Ego can give one person power, and another person's ego can't give them shit. Won't give them nothing but sabotage. Yeah, the ego works for you just like the mind, but you got to get both of them motherfuckers to work with you and for you and to be a slave for you. Yeah. So, but understand that to annihilate the ego, that's like destroying the mind, because the ego is inside the mind. And in the first verse of this chapter, Mind, what did it say? The greatest gift that was ever given, one of the greatest gifts that was given to you is the mind. Well, inside the mind is the fucking ego. So that's still a gift. You just got to know how to motherfucking make it work for you and not against you. That's what I'm learning, how to make the mind, which the ego reside in, to work for me and not against me. That's why I got to put this bastard in check. Cuss it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that motherfucker act right. But I think it only act right because it's ready to fuck me up about 2-3 days later, you know. I hear it real well. I hear that bitch real good. I hear that fucker. Look here. So, back to the ego. I'll do it again. No, I won't do it again. Fanaticism. In order to, Okay. On the other hand, it is transcended the devotee's experiences, the highest state of supreme devotional ecstasy. Your motivation should be your motivation should be the simple desire to love, to serve, or Elo, the Most High. Only with this attitude, sorry, I'm in aviation. Every time I see ATT, I'm thinking altitude, even though we do have an attitude indicator. Only with this attitude will the ego disappear. One cannot attain liberation until all desires, including spiritual desire itself, have been burned. Pure peace, listen, pure peace is devoid of desire, ignorance, and emotions. Pure peace is devoid of desire, ignorance, and emotions. D-I-E. D for desire, I for ignorance, and E for emotions. That's the D-I-E. Desire, ignorance, and emotions. Pure love is love untied by love. Let's do it again. Pure love is love untied by lust, and it is difficult to develop. Pure love is love untied by lust, and it is difficult to develop. Encompassing a pure desire to touch and embrace his or her physical and astral form, this is encountered frequently in the poetry and writings of the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, the true mystic. If one Enocyte calls another a fool, it is only If one Enocyte calls another a fool, it is only a verbalization, a vibration in the air. That's all it is. But what a thundering thought wave it creates. One simple, unreal word wreaks havoc, throwing the physical and emotional bodies into chaos, destroying all happiness and peace. One is not a fool because he or she is called a fool. If a person were called a donkey, he or she would not grow long ears and a tail. Yet it is not unusual for people to react in anger to such statements, and in the process actually give validity to them. The mind attributes meaning to words by which the delicate degree of difference of the words are perceived, the mind attributes meaning to words by which the delicate degree of difference of the words are perceived by any of the senses, or by the mind giving them a false reality. The mind is doing that shit. Better get your mind right. Such reactions to meaningless vibrations is the cause of countless human troubles, the reaction, or by the mind giving them a false reality. You believe you're a bitch, you're going to be a bitch. The mind gives it a false reality. Such reactions to meaningless vibrations is the cause of countless human troubles. Overreaction to words and jumping to conclusions are weaknesses of the mind. You hear that? Overreaction to words and jumping to conclusions are weaknesses of the mind. The thought waves must be restrained at all times. Got it? One must be particularly wary of praise, for this too is verbal delusion, and the ego is ever ready to pounce on any opportunity to see itself as better or different from others. Not everyone is going to feel the same way as one who bestows a compliment. Inevitably, the pendulum swings in the other direction, and criticism will be heard sooner or later. But true happiness should not rest on praise or abuse, for in all conditions, your true essence is beyond quality and beyond change. Just as water may become steam or ice it still retains its underlying essence. Listen, the weaker a person is, the less restrained he or she has over verbal essence. Then the mind is not concentrated. The perceiver identifies with this modification. You have to resist the modification of the mind. What up, live antennas? Then thought waves arise. There is the immediate tendency to identify with. The thought wave spawns a host of others. The mind is a slave to its preoccupations, identifying with the same problem wherever it is. The thought waves give rise to countless others, all in search of happiness. But in fact, it is only foolishness, for the very rising of the thoughts themselves destroy the peace that the mind craves. There are 5 types of thought waves, some of which are painful and some which are not. The 5 kinds of thought waves are right knowledge. Then you have erroneous overstanding, verbal delusion, sleep, memory, correct perception, interference, and competent testimonies are proof of correct knowledge. Competent testimony are proofs of correct knowledge. Right knowledge, that is knowledge based on facts, can be proven in 3 ways, but none of the proofs may contradict one another. Examine yourself the next time that you are angry or miserable. Examine yourself the next time you are angry or miserable. Reason it out and note the modification of the mind. Gaining freedom from verbal delusion is essential for strengthening the mind. Okay? This is wisdom. And wisdom never marries. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul, boys and girls. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. All right, now, here it is. I don't feel like going to the man killed the master teacher and shit like that. All right, one more. Nope. Yeah, one more. 2 more. All right, here it is. Wait. Oh, I'll read this part for you. A true Elohim, if you say you are God, then why don't you prove it? A true Elohim will not react in anger. Okay? Yeah. A true Elohim will not react in anger, for to him insult and praise are the same. Restraint of thought waves does not mean suppression. Suppression jams up violent emotions. For various reasons, people abuse, suppressing anger or pain by smiling and carrying a stiff upper lip. The restrained thought waves must be given an outlet. They must be sublimated and channeled into such uplifting activities like exercising, meditating, chanting, singing, okay? That type of shit. Now, mind your mind for the jewels of yourself. There we go. All right? All right, so exchange anger for love and sorrow for joy. A change in character occurs only through formation of new habits. Got it? It could be bad new habits. It could be good new habits, but a change in character occurs only through formation of new habits. Everybody got it? Share this with your children. A change in character occurs only through formation of new habits. Control can be gained by non-attachment. Say it. Control can be gained by non-attachment. Or by what? Eliminating emotional reactions to situations and individuals. Okay, you want to control some shit? Non-attachment. Control can be gained by non-attachment or by eliminating emotional reactions to situations and individuals. Non-attachment does not mean that there should not be love or compassion, but rather that emotional thought waves are ignored. You have to ignore your emotional thought waves. God damn, please. As it is said, emotions will be the death of the Nubian race. Got to fucking chill out with that shit. You got to control that motherfucker. That shit there. Now, let's do it again. Non-attachment does not mean that there should not be love or compassion, but rather that emotional thought waves are ignored. The thought waves may arise, but they are observed in a disinterested fashion and put aside. Okay? Non-attachment is a state of mind, baby. Okay? You like that one? Non-attachment is a state of mind. It is indifference of objects of the world. It involves being unaffected by the pull of likes and dislikes. Whenever the mind acquires a taste for a particular sensation or pleasure, whenever the mind acquires a taste for a particular sensation or pleasure, it becomes attached to it. So we got to teach this son of a bitch not to be attached to this shit. That's what the fuck, I got to teach this motherfucking mind of mine. Don't be attached. Just because I have some goddamn some cookies, bitch, don't be attached to that shit. I got to tell my mind that shit. This motherfucker, it's the mind that's attaching this shit. Because the damn show ain't me, because I don't really give two fucks about a goddamn thing. Whenever the mind acquires a taste for a particular sensation or pleasure, it becomes attached to it. The mind recalls the experience and desires repetition of it. It is this craving that creates pain. Non-attachment does not necessarily mean the cessation of life in society. It involves separating oneself from the binding emotions of that life. Renunciation is a great aid to the attainment of non-attachment. Renunciation. Renounce that shit. I renounce you in the name of Jesus. That's what the fucking priest be saying, the Catholic priest, right? In the Exodus. Satan, I renounce you to come up out of Sarah. I renounce. Yeah. And they say, in baptism, they say, do you renounce the devil? That's what they asked Michael Corleone. Michael Corleone, do you renounce Satan? And then Michael Corleone said, I do. I renounce Satan. Renunciation is a great aid to the attainment of non-attachment. By giving up objects of the senses, the mind is quickly still. So you got to give up the objects of the senses. See, hear, taste, smell, and feel. Ain't that something? That's key. Damn, that's my answer. By giving up objects of the senses, the mind is quickly still. I denounce my taste buds, my ears, my eyes. See, hear, taste, smell. See, hear, taste, smell, and touch. All right, so By giving up objects of the senses, the mind is quickly stilled. But it is best to remember that non-attachment is not synonymous with not having. One can own nothing and yet be full of desires. Ain't that true? If a person is fond of cherry ice cream, binding his or her hands and taping his or her mouth will not keep his or her mind from dwelling on this treat. The basis of non-attachment is the internal realization of the worthlessness of the external world. One more time. What the fuck? The basis of non-attachment is the internal realization of the worthlessness of the external world. Fuck the external world. I renounce the external world. It's worthless. The basis of non-attachment is the internal realization of the worthlessness of the external world. What the fuck? I'm all for that. The basis of non-attachment is the internal realization of the worthlessness of the external world. Boom! Objects and desires then automatically fall away. But renunciation does not mean running away from society. Does not mean running away from duties and responsibilities, as is sometimes assumed. It means carrying on with one's duties in a dispassionate, unattached way. Don't put yourself in that motherfucker. Be dispassionate about it. It means carrying on with one's duties in a dispassionate, unattached way. That's what the fuck that shit means. The more you want, the less you get. The more you want, the less you get. Those that must have never are really satisfied. Those that must have never are really satisfied. Desire is the lead to suffering. Take less and don't be obligated. Care for your mate, not to the point where you are a pain to love and hard to live with. Let's do it again. Don't wait. The more you want, the less you get. Those that must have never are really satisfied. Desire is the lead to suffering. Take less and don't be obligated. Care for your mate, not to the point where you're a pain to love and hard to live with. Things will happen with or without you. So you don't have to be a part of it all. That does not mean don't be a part. Just don't have to be a part. This world, and temporarily, don't need it, or you will be bound to it all. And it never really gives. This world never really gives. Let's do it again. Things will happen with or without you, so you don't have to be a part of it all. That does not mean don't be a part. Just don't have to be a part. This world and temporarily don't need it, or you'll be bound to it all, and it never really gives. Ain't that goddamn true? This world is temporarily. Don't need it, or you will be bound to it all, and it never really gives. I totally agree with that. Those that agree know we had that. Fuck it. mentality. We don't give a shit. We ain't finna be testing them. I play with it, but motherfucker, I ain't finna goddamn make that shit my reality around this bitch. This world and temporarily don't need it, or you'll be bound to it all, and it never really gives. That is so true. You will miss how beautiful the trees are, how the birds just glide in the air. You'll miss the wind fucking blowing. You'll miss listening to water. You'll miss it all. Wow. Okay, what I got? I'll give y'all one more. Y'all want one more? This one is power, knowledge, and control. You want one more? Great day, Patrice. Knowledge of something not only gives control over it, but over those who have no knowledge of it. Oh, this is my part right here. When you have knowledge of something, not only gives you control over it, but guess what? It gives you control over those motherfuckers who don't have no knowledge of it. That is one of my favorite parts. It's in the Holy Tablet 2, boys and girls, chapter 7, living souls. Yeah, that's my shit there. That's why you got to make it your business to know. That's why these motherfuckers ain't telling nobody nothing. That's why they got control over these pieces of shit. And me playing the first hour of the 9-ball liberation, boss lady, you know what it said in the 9-ball liberation? That shit said, I get to you again, Tammuz. Let me say this. In the 9-ball liberation, it says, anybody, right, that is ignorant is your enemy. What is wrong, fuck with nobody no goddamn more? Anybody that is ignorant is your fucking enemy. You hear me? You got to stay away from an ignorant motherfucker. That's your enemy. Okay? Ignorance is devoid of intelligence, of intellect. And intelligence is genetics. You won't find it outside. You won't find intelligence in a fucking library. You won't find it in you won't find it. So don't think because you read a million fucking books you're intelligent. Don't think that you got a million fucking degrees that you're intelligent. That shit is not, no. That's why in my book, just about everybody on this fucking planet is ignorant, with the exception of Bill Gates, the Rockefellers, the 5 powerful motherfuckers, because they got enough intellect to destroy these dumbass, ignorant motherfuckers. And you know you're ignorant. But it say only a fool duck when the truth thrown at them. Got to be a fucking fool. Anyway, so knowledge of something not only gives you control over it, but over those who have no knowledge of it. You understand? So just think of self for 1 second. If a motherfucker know you better than you, it got control over you. Now let's go outside of self and let's bring it to a race of people. If a motherfucker knows more about your race, it has more control over you. If it has more knowledge about you, your genetics, your being, your kind, yourself and kind, it'll have what? Control over you. You hear me? It'll have control over you. That's a motherfucker. That's why I say I'll go ahead and give the praises to the 5 diabolical families on the planet. They all related. All these motherfuckers is stupid. First of all, they know nothing about what's in the drink that they're drinking. They know nothing about their body. This is why this bastard can keep controlling them motherfuckers. You hear me? Because they know nothing. They're fucking ignorant. And ye shall perish for a lack of knowledge. They all gonna perish for this one. They all doing their own annihilation, baby, because they don't know a goddamn thing more than the motherfucker that's talking to them, that's dictating to them. You understand? That's a motherfucker. You don't know more than that motherfucker, man. That person got more power over you, more control over you, your whole fucking family, your whole neighborhood, the street over, the whole state, whole city, the whole fucking country, the whole goddamn world. Is you crazy? God damn. Knowledge of something not only gives control over it, but over those who have no knowledge of it. God damn it. Okay, this is 19 verses, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. One buys a certain brand of toothpaste in preference to another out of ignorance. You hear this shit? One buys a certain brand of toothpaste in preference to another out of ignorance. The advertisers know human weakness. They claim that one brand has more sex appeal than another, and thus play on the weakness of the mind. Everybody manipulates power in this way. Politicians concentrate their energies on outwitting each other in the public. They also outwitting the public and each other. They come up with such slogans as law and order and peace with honor, and bombard the public with their energy in order to control the mass mind. Gaining some yogis and swamis use such simple, silly tricks and devices as tiger skins to capture one's imagination and hence the mind. If the mind can be tricked, y'all, it can be controlled. Laboratory experimentation is, in effect, scientific meditation. That's all it is. Laboratory experiment is nothing but scientific meditation. Good God Almighty. When a scientist discovers what has caused a certain mysterious disease, he or she will then have a basis for cure. There are principalities in high places trying to discover the secrets of nature in order to manipulate and control natural energy. Mind your mind for the Jews of your soul, baby. Goodness gracious. That's it, boys and girls. Lord have mercy. My favorite line, knowledge of something not only gives control over it, but over those who have no knowledge of it. That's why you got to get your knowledge back. So you motherfucker can't control your ass. That's why it's important to know every goddamn thing around this bitch. So a motherfucker can't control you. You feel me? You can go toe to toe with anybody when you know every goddamn thing they fucking know. You are not finna control me, bitch. I'm not fucking ignorant at all about the body, the mind, all that shit. You ain't finna goddamn. That's what they mad about. That's why goddamn Fauci said, y'all tell y'all unvaccinated goddamn family members they can't come spend time with y'all at Christmas. And every dumb fuck gonna do that shit. Listen, if anybody unvaccinated, they don't need to be around them dumbass motherfucking family members any goddamn way. They your enemy. They ignorant. They lack knowledge of something. So you know they under mind control. You know they being controlled. Tell me why. Give me the reason why. Give me why. Why? Why you do it? Why? 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 Because they said so? Because you believe that goddamn, because what? You was waiting on who? The F, the D, the what? Oh, they finally did, so you think it's what? Man, if you don't read the back of a goddamn milk carton, bitch, the fuck? The fuck? If you don't read the back of a milk carton and then go find out what the fuck milk has done to a motherfucker, the hell is you talking about? All these goddamn recalls, the F, the who, the D, the what, the A, the motherfucking goddamn approved and got recalled after goddamn half a goddamn country been fucked up over it. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. The fuck? That ain't got nothing to do with it, you dummy. The fuck is this shit? Knowledge of something not only gives control over it, but over those who have no knowledge of it. Lord, that's my favorite line. That's my favorite line, goddammit. That's my favorite line. Okay, listen. Okay, these crackers, these sick fucks, right, shows up on your land, show you something in a bottle that looks like piss, and tells you that you don't have this, and we can make a barter trade services for good type shit. We can barter. Give me your land, and I'll give you this picture of alcohol that looks like piss, because it's something you know nothing about, right? Now, this was a very long time ago when they came and tricked the goddamn Native Americans, the indigenous niggas then, because indigenous niggas ain't never fucking seen no jaw looking like piss and called it goddamn liquid gold. So they fell for it, right? Now, them fake-ass Indians parading around in your identity today, send a white man to the goddamn Cherokee Nation in Arizona some fucking well, the Navajo tribe, with a goddamn fifth of Jack Daniels, right? And you hear me? Do you honestly think now that they will give up their reservation for that goddamn fifth of Hennessy? They know now what the fuck that shit is. You think they'll give up their land now? That's the point. That's the purpose. Knowledge of something not only gives you control over it, but it also have you controlling motherfuckers who don't have the knowledge of it. You understand? Now, them niggas, them fake white goddamn Mexican bastards that's parading around on your land as Native Americans, you won't be able to trick their ass into some alcohol. But you can trick a nigga. You can still trick a nigga today with some alcohol. Ain't that a bitch? You can trick a nigga today with some alcohol. You can trick a nigga right now with some alcohol. Okay? And a nigga will fall for it. That nigga bitch or nigga man, he'll fall for it. You can trick him. Okay? And he know exactly what the fuck it is, and he or she still will fall for the shit. Well, since you bought some goddamn Jack Daniels over, I'm gonna let you on in. Even though I don't fuck with you. Like, you know, kiss and make up with beer and liquor and alcohol and shit. They fall for it every time. A nigga gonna still fall for it. Whether they know or don't know, they gonna still fall for the bullshit. They'll still fall for it. Find a motherfucker, you find a motherfucker weakness, bitch. You got their ass. You find their ignorance, you can get them. You find their desire, you can get them. You understand? You can get a nigga. I'm telling you, you can get a nigga, and you can get a nigga, and a nigga tell you, "Ooh, you fucking with my weak spot here. You know I'm weak for some chocolate cake. Come on in." Like, it'll get, I mean, look. Nigga, for something that was created to be the strongest of all races is the weakest in mind, body, spiritual, and flesh. Oh, that is that. In emotions. Okay? That's why to be the death of you. Yep, all that shit. That's why to be the death. Weak. Weak. Even if they know their weakness, they'll still fall for their weakness. That's a motherfucker, man. We got a lot of work to do. And I'm Don Nicoleone. I'm about this bitch. Man of the Hour's up next. Hot Damn Politics and out at 9. WGAG Radio Blog Talk. And the after party. Y'all have an awarding day. And Man of the Hour's up next again. Peace.
Radio.